to her wounds. I'm sure it was like a nice cup of cold water to her thirst. Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone. You know what happened? Jesus, as they were doing this, Jesus was, some scholars say he was on the ground, basically writing the sins of the people who were coming after this woman. One by one, they walked away. Not because she was innocent. See, it's not because that you're wrong in how you feel or what you believe or what you're espousing, but because none of them were. So I ask, who among us Illinois Republicans would pass that test? A person without sin. I was trying to wait to see if a leader of the Republican Party would say something, because I'm not in anything as it relates to the Illinois Republican Party. I have no skin in the game. I'm just a voter. I'm just a voter who's tired, who's just like, I'm sure all the people that are fighting right now. I was talking to somebody, I said, no, you got to understand the passion that's behind why these people are fighting. They're tired of losing. But who among us have ever said something in anger, made a bad call, or misjudged another's heart? Because that's what we do. We misjudge people's heart. We don't understand the life or the story that people have lived, what they've walked through in life. So we're never ever going to agree 100% on issues. Look, I know tensions are high. I know we've all got strong, very, very strong convictions. But we can't let our passion become poison. We can't let the need to be right destroy the relationship we'll need to win real change. Because the real battle isn't between Republican and Republican. It's between truth and deception, freedom and control, light and darkness. We got to stop acting like we're enemies when we're really family. And like any good family, we don't have to agree on everything. But we do have to love each other enough to keep showing up, to keep building it, to keep fighting together for our kids, for our communities, and for this state, if we're ever going to have a shot of coming back. So today, on the verge of Mother's Day, can we call a ceasefire? Can we lay down the stone? Maybe today we choose grace over grudges, unity over ego, and purpose over pride. Because at the end of the day, Illinois doesn't need more perfect Republicans. It needs forgiving ones. It needs bold ones. It needs united ones. And if we could do that, if we can love each other just a little more than we love being right now, there's still hope. Not for our party, but for this place we call home of Illinois. And I know. I can hear the naysayers. Oh, he's soft. I ain't never been soft. I just know if we're ever going to have a shot of changing this state, if we're ever going to have a shot of winning ever again, we have to put down our egos. We have to stop the cannibalism. Because guess what? The people, when you're out at these events, the people to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you, that's all we got here in this state. And we're going to need these people. Because I don't know if you realize it or not, but we're at war. We're in the foxholes right now. We're in a foxhole in the state of Illinois. I really do understand the passion. I understand the frustration. And I know what it feels like to believe that your vision is what's needed to save this state. But if we destroy one another in the name of strategy or pride, what are we even saving? Our children don't care who wins the internal fight. They care if their schools teach them truth. Our law enforcement officers don't care which faction is louder. They care that we've got their back when they're in danger. Our struggling families don't care about ego. They care about opportunity, freedom, and a future they can believe in. Illinois is not going to be turned around by Republicans who sit in separate corners nursing grudges. It's going to be saved by Republicans who kneel in humility, rise in courage, and link arms with brothers and sisters, even the ones they disagree with. We don't need to see eye to eye to walk side by side. So to every leader, every candidate, every activist, every voter in this party, I say this with love. Lay down your stone. Please remember the battle we're in isn't with each other. It's for the soul of Illinois. The enemy is not the one who votes with us 80% of the time. The enemy is corruption, decay, and hopelessness. And the only way we defeat that enemy is together. So can we be the party that forgives quickly, leads boldly, and never forget that grace is not weakness, it's power, it's peace, and it's our path forward. So now, let's go. Let's get to work together, guys, girls. We have to. Every time you look at your kids or grandkids, ask yourself, is the fight I'm having with a brother or sister greater than the fight for your future? And if that answer is yes, and continue on with the fight. But if that answer is no, you find a way to work together. And you never have to ever see each other in public or be with each other. But is Illinois worth saving? Is she? I believe she is. That's why I get on these airs every day, every week, 6 days a week. This is why I drive 600 miles a day. Yeah, a day. I don't get paid a lot in radio. I do this because I love it. I do this because I want to provide an opportunity. I want to provide a platform for people to say who they are, to talk about the goodness and greatness in people. Yeah, My son's death did that to me because I see I see so many trivialities in life now, and the focus on what's good and what's great. If we do that more, this state will turn around. I got something I want to come back. And Mark, you hold the line. I'll take you when I come back. But I have a little snippet of something that I want to discuss. Because I saw in the news, I hadn't paid attention to this. How the heck did the Australian PM win an election after all those draconian lockdowns? How is J.B. Pritzker, should he run again, with his draconian lockdowns and the policies that they've put together and a gas tax increase that's on the horizon in July? How do these people continue to win? And we're going to get into that when I get back from the break. And I apologize for being on my soapbox, but I want to win. And I know 50 plus 1 does it any day of the week. That's the math that I'm following, along with my Savior. We'll be right back.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I think that they are smart.
Topical.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Well, they cover everything in depth.
I learn things.
They just seem like pretty cool people.
They do incredible interviews.
The morning show is just good.
News and information.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer.
In the morning time makes me think about different things going on in the world.
The honesty is what I like the most.
Puts it in perspective.
Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Did you know that AM 560 Radio has a full-service digital marketing division called Salem Surround? If you're a business decision maker, listen up. AM 560 listeners are everywhere your potential audience is. So are our incredible targeting capabilities. We localize digital marketing and put it within reach of every business, small and large, in Chicagoland and beyond. Salem Surround offers AI-powered marketing solutions that reach your ideal audience. Whether or not you tap into the proven live, local, and emotional connection that AM 560 560 Radio brings, Salem Surround offers a total marketing solution to our partners. All-in-one digital solutions that provide targeted local digital and social media ads, Google AdWords management, website services, video strategy, search optimization, and even a management dashboard to offer you total campaign updates and transparency. Your Salem Surround representative is located right here in Chicago. Experience the Salem Surround digital revolution today. Call 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951.
Digging on your property poses serious risks. One wrong move can damage underground utility lines, cut off essential services, or cause physical harm. Prevent a disaster by knowing what's below. Contact Julie before you dig to request utilities locate their underground lines for free. When planting, building, adding, or fixing anything outdoors, plan ahead to stay safe. Contact juliebeforeyoudig.com. Every project, every time.
JulieBeforeYouDig.com. Hi, it's Scott Tucker, host of Retirement Dakota with Scott Tucker, heard on AM 560 on Sundays at 8 a.m. and again at 5 p.m. I want to offer you a free copy of my latest book, Escape Illinois, Should I Stay or Should I Go? To get your free copy of my latest book, Escape Illinois, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Just go to retirementdakota.com. That's retirementdakota.com. And please listen every Sunday at 8 a.m. and again at 5 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer.
You need a construction company, but who?
Call Croscom.
A construction company you can trust that shares your Christian and conservative values. For decades, Croscom has been doing work in Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, and Wisconsin. Roofs, siding, windows, doors, gutters, basically everything for your home or business, even solar. Quality work and professional services that make you feel great about your decision to work with Croscom.
Call Croscom.
630-871-5500. Give them a chance to earn your business. If your repairs are due to storm, fire, or flood damage, you need to
call Croscom.
They're licensed public adjusters. They work for you, not the insurance company. Croscom will work to get you the money you deserve, the maximum payout. They know the insurance companies and how to deal with them. They win for you.
Call Croscom.
Croscom Construction and Public Adjusters.
This is Dan Lights with Croscom. You can trust us with your home or business for high-quality work and fair prices. It's the only way we do business.
630-871-5500. CroscomPublicAdjusters.com.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio. AM 560, 92.7, and AM 1400, The Answer. I didn't want to sound angry or mad. I wanted to keep my composure with that, what I said. I've been in this party for 20 plus years. I've seen people come. I've seen people go. I've seen the upshots. I've seen the people who come into this party thinking they're going to change it and make it the greatest thing ever. And I've seen them quickly fade away. So I think I do have some standing power to speak on these things because I've been in this for so long. And I actually put in the work out there on the streets, in the trenches. And we got a country to save. But first we have to start with this state. Mark from Oakland.
John, thanks for taking my call. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I tell you, I give you a lot of credit. Driving all that way to get to the radio station to be a voice for the people. That is, you got a big heart, John. That's great.
I love it. I mean, when it's really not work, but it's a passion, it makes it well worth it.
It's not work. It's not work.
Yeah.
Hey, I just saw something on the news that the CTU, Chicago Teachers, they're basically all the bathrooms are fair game now, and that means locker rooms, bathrooms, men and women, they can come and go. Coaches can come and go, and if they identify as something that they think they are, and you know what they're doing, John?
Yeah.
They're basically emasculating men.
Yep.
They're trying to make them into pansies, and they're really it's horrible. And I think with the young women, they're really trying to tell them that career comes before family, women don't need men, and there's
Yes.
no difference between men and women. And basically what you're doing, John, you're taking the family and you're trying to destroy it. And the reason that these Democrats and these crazy politicians and the teachers union are doing this is because they want you to be so you're basically have to be attached to the hip to the government.
Yeah.
To have any chance to succeed.
Yep.
And the only way you're going to succeed is by staying away from them. But, you know, they're dumbing them down. They're not teaching them anything. You know,
Yep.
I think the level of learning is like they're 3 or 4 grades behind and everything. And, you know, the state's never going to turn around until that changes.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it. Kathy said, hey, Kathy, how you doing? Thanks so much for listening. Kathy said the hypocrisy needs to be called out. Until we can get on the same page, none of that will matter, Kathy. Until we can figure out a plan to win, as long as we continue to point fingers at each other, how can we ever get to a point of actually doing that? Call in 312-642-5600. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm willing to have this conversation. 312-642-5600. Because I'm going to tell you, when you think about how these politicians continue to win across this state, specifically in blue states, when you think about, I was at the Republican event with Byron Donalds, and, you know, he came here heralding how Florida, you know, is great. Florida wasn't always great. Florida was blue. Texas wasn't always great. Texas used to be blue. And, you know, and it got me to thinking, why are these people? How do they continue to win? When you look at what happens here in the state of Illinois, taxes through the roof. You look at 100-some thousand people leaving this state. When you look at crime at an all-time, I don't care what they're doing to manipulate the stats, because guys, it's easy to manipulate stats as it relates to you know, what a state is actually doing and how much crime that the crime rate is dropping. They lie. I feel like a Joe Wilson now. They lie, you know. This and what they're doing. See, while we're fighting each other, while we're pointing the fingers and want to beat each other up, you heard what Mark just said. That's what they're doing, folks. They are fundamentally transforming this country. And you think it's done just by winning the presidency? No. They do this locally. That's what I love about Jackie up in McHenry County. I don't know if you guys have been seeing what she's been doing. But they understand how to get it from the local level. The local level is where everything changes. And we don't have a bench here in the state of Illinois. Who's running for us? Right now, we're still fighting about who's going to run for governor, who's going to run to replace Dick Durbin. We do have one for Raj, Mark Rice. I believe that. But we're looking to see who's going to run where. Where's the bench? Where is it? Where's the township leaders? Where's the county board leaders? Who can where are the mayors who can step up and run for these key positions? A lot of them are cowering. They are. And in reality, we need strong, principled people. And I guess I think a part of this, and the Michigan crowd who listens to me every day understands this. I've gotten to understand the Michigan Republican House members. Guys, they're fighters. They're unrelenting. The interviews that I've been doing with these elected officials, these are the things that the Tom DeVores of the world is talking about. People that are out there fighting. Blaine Wilhauer. Didn't I put up a clip with Blaine? Do we have it here? I personally believe Blaine. Did I have Blaine Wilhauer here? Do you see it? I'm not. I don't have. I probably should put my glasses on, huh? What's today? Today's the 10th, right? Oh, no wonder, because I'm not there. Blaine. I don't see him. He's not up on the board. I don't see him on the board. Blaine. Yeah, play Blaine. Here we go. Oh, I see him. I got it now. I got it.
Never again will we allow our Constitution and our freedoms to be shredded by your political agenda. We don't trust you. Too many citizens in this state don't trust you. A government unchecked A government willing to defy our Constitution is a government that is completely out of control. So you can sit here and dictate whatever you want today. Maybe the political winds are in your favor here today, but I can tell you that we will not comply, and you're not going to do a darn thing about it, because the law, the Constitution, and the founding principles are on our side.
I got a feeling Blaine Wilhauer will be running for governor. Blaine Wilhauer has been taking the fight to the people. He's been speaking on behalf of you, and I'm not saying this is no endorsement of Blaine Wilhauer and all that. It's too early to even think about endorsements, in my opinion. But I'm telling you, if you go to his Facebook page, Blaine Wilhauer, and he has been, if you watch the focus of his fight, it's against the Pritzker administration. It's against Speaker Welch. It's against the Senate majority in the Senate. He's focused his attack where the attack needs to be had right now. The attack against what the left has done to this state. The left is single-handedly destroying. You're right. Now listen. This is where I agree with you. There are some of our people on the right who have assisted with this. Go look at the gas tax. Go look at the tax increase. So and guess what happened to most of those people who voted for those things? They're no longer there because you stood up. You found somebody to go run to take that individual's place. And Kathy, I hope you're not done running for office. I really hope you're not done running for office, Kathy. Because I don't know if you guys ever went and looked at Kathy's platform. Kathy O'Shea. Her platform, the platform that she ran on was a winnable platform. But you know what happened? People came after her. Republicans. Guys, only keep the fight at the ballot box. You don't like somebody? Keep the fight at the ballot box. Fight them at the ballot box. Fight them by doing fundraisers for the candidate that you think should be the person. Fight it by developing a team of people to go out and work for your candidate. Team solutions work. My buddy, the secret squirrel, John Reeves. It works. I've seen it. I've been behind the scenes in so many of these that I just don't talk about. It works. And if we want to save this state, we got to do what it takes to win it. And I still stand by Reagan's 11th commandment. Thou shalt not speak ill of a fellow Republican. We'll be right back.
Charlie Kirk sees a revamp in the military.
Pete Hegseth is succeeding. He's making us the finest fighting force on the planet. I just want to remind you what our military was becoming. Morale was down, recruitment was down. We were a sad fighting force under Joe Biden. And very quickly, President Trump, in trusting Pete Hegseth, has brought it back. The military is no longer a safe space for this radical woke ideology.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 11, right before Hugh Hewitt at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Of Daria Albinger, explosions after ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Indian Air Force Wing Commander Vyomika Singh.
Indian Armed Forces reiterate their commitment to non-escalation, provided it is reciprocated by the Pakistan military.
The escalations began after India blamed Pakistan for the killings of 26 people in Kashmir by a terrorist group. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey, was released hours after his arrest by ICE officials outside a private detention center for migrants. Interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba.
This shouldn't happen in this country. It's not going to happen in New Jersey. I'm not going to stand for it. You're allowed to protest peacefully. You are not allowed to be violent. You are not allowed to break laws.
Mayor Ras Baraka says he just wanted to tour the facility. America's listening to Fox News.
All across the country, states are embracing school choice and offering vouchers to families to send students to whichever school they want, including private Christian schools. Illinois, however, has resisted this trend, despite all the benefits of private education. Well, we have a solution. ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com. It's simple. Just visit ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com and tell us which private school you want to send your child to. Then we contact the school on your behalf and work to secure a voucher for half off the first year of tuition, typically saving thousands of dollars for families. The program only applies to new students who are not currently enrolled in the school. So if you've been considering sending your child to a private school and thought it was financially out of reach, go to ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com to learn more and to start the process today. That's ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com.
You can hear this today at PragerTopia.com.
Besides the Bible, where do you find your most wisdom from?
I got the most wisdom in 4th grade. I'm not kidding. It has been the guideline of my life. And I will tell it to you folks. I have said it in the past, but I don't expect everybody to remember this or everybody to have heard it.
Hear the entire episode. It's for Pragertopia members only. Go to PragerTopia.com.
Larry Elder here. Do not miss my new movie called Electric Vehicles, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Are EVs really better for the planet than gas-powered vehicles?
Torque is instantaneous. The batteries are lasting very long.
Sitting in the parking lot just burst into flames.
We're going to be relying on China. It's not just a movie about cars. It's about how we choose to shape our future. Electric Vehicles, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Produced by Impactful Pictures. Watch it or buy the DVD now at SalemNow.com.
Are you looking for a peaceful and enduring resting place for yourself or a loved one? Discover Fairview Memorial Park in North Lake, Illinois, a tranquil haven where your family's legacy can be honored for generations. We're excited to announce the upcoming completion of our beautiful new garden mausoleum opening this spring, offering both above-ground burial and cremation options. This serene space is surrounded by meticulously maintained landscaping and beautiful trees. With limited space available in our mausoleum, now's the time to plan ahead. Reserve your family's place today with prices starting around $7,000. And for a limited time, take advantage of a $500 discount when you pre-purchase a crypt. To learn more or secure your spot, visit Fairview-Memorialpark.com. That's Fairview-Memorialpark.com. Or stop by Fairview Memorial Park at 900 North Wolf Road in North Lake. Fairview Memorial Park. Peacefully beautiful.
The following advertisement includes a celebrity impersonation.
The summer heat in Chicagoland is no joke. And if your old air conditioner is making funny noises, you may already know it's time for a new unit.
Look, your air conditioner, it's a disaster. People are telling me it's the worst ever.
Don't sweat it, literally. When it comes to cooling your home, Air Right Heating and Cooling does it the best.
And they love our country. Beautiful people.
Rebates are still available, financing is flexible, and at Air Right installations are smooth and professional with no surprises.
It's beautiful. Some people say it's the coolest air anyone's ever felt. I don't know. That's just what they're saying. It's doing an incredible job. Really tremendous.
Plus, tell them AM 560 sent you and Air Right will give you $56 off any service. Visit Air Right Heating and Cooling today at AIR-RITE.com. Again, that's AIR-RITE.com. Air Right Heating and Cooling, doing it right since 1959.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Get up, get on up. Welcome back. Get up, get on up. To Black and Right Radio. AM 560, 92.7, and AM 1400 The Answer. Let's go to the phone lines. Jim, South Elgin, what's up, my brother?
Well, I'm just enjoying this nice sunny afternoon. I'm going to go have a drink with a pretty attractive young lady, and later go to another family event. So
awesome. What's happening, brother?
Well, not much, but you're absolutely right. As far as, united we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
That's what, when Byron came in from Florida, that's his message. And we as Illinois people, we need to understand it. We got to quit throwing darts at each other. Like some people don't like Jeannie Ives. Some people don't like this person. Some people don't.
Some people don't like John Anthony. And I'm okay with people not liking me.
Yeah, but we got to at least work together, put aside the differences, and,
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to keep on, we're not going to be doing well. I mean, like, for example, in Kane County, people rightfully voted against this proposed sales tax. However, that was like a 4-1 decision. However, these same board members that are Democrats that want to promote this stuff still got reelected.
Yep. And it happens.
Somehow, somehow we got to get the message, or somehow get a little bee sting under people to get them to understand they got to quit
voting for these people don't serve them, especially in our urban talk radio area.
Yeah,
friends.
That's true. I agree. And you have fun and be safe out there tonight, Jim.
I just am. Thank you.
All right. Now, I'm gonna say a few more things, and then I'm gonna be done with this situation. It's so funny that as I read through the comments on Facebook, I gotta read this. I've grown so tired of black people like J.A. who have nothing to offer but criticism, gloom, and doom. If you are already defeated like John, just do the rest of us all a favor and get out of the way like John and Verlon has. Please explain to me how a message of unity is gloom and doom. If anything, I'm speaking about the gloom and doom that's currently going on in the Republican Party. You're not a Republican. You call yourself not a Democrat, but you're a leftist. And I don't want to call you out, but you're a lefty. So I'm a Republican. I'm not ashamed of calling myself a Republican. I've never been ashamed of calling myself a Republican. I personally believe out of both of the parties that are of substance, the Republican Party is the party that houses most of my belief systems. And so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fight. I was in the other party. I was a Democrat. That Democrat Party moved away from me. I didn't move away from the Democrat Party. It moved away from me. So much so that there are a lot more Democrats who are walking away from the party. Look at the last election. Black people are flustered and frustrated. Look at what happened in Miami, of all places, and Donald Trump's numbers down there. Look throughout Florida and Donald Trump's and across the country, specifically with black men, because the party left us. And for you to say a message of trying to bring unity to a party that I believe, if this party ever got back, and the things it could do in the state of Illinois, the reason why people with money are not willing to invest in Illinois is because they see what's happening. They get the videos and the text messages, the screenshots. They get all that. I know, because I've talked to some of them. I've talked to some people who have the wherewithal to invest in the Illinois Republican Party, but they just don't think that the Illinois Republican Party is ready. Michigan had the same thing, guys. I've been talking to the people who just recently got elected, and now Michigan has the House, and they're one vote away from the Senate, taking over the Senate, and they have great prospects of taking over the governor's mansion in Michigan. You from Michigan, you know what I'm talking about. You guys had this fight. The whole fighting, the finger pointing. Who gets you? Who elected you to become the person to dictate who can be Republicans? Nobody. You don't get to dictate and tell people who can be Republicans. Or listen, I get it. Like I said, I was always a conservative Democrat. So my switch wasn't hard because I was pro-life, because I was pro-God, pro-2A, the things that matter to the Republican Party. My switch wasn't hard. But if we're ever going to stand a chance in making this party ceasefire, please, at least a ceasefire while Mother's Day is tomorrow. How about that? Susan from Madison, welcome to the Black and Right.
Hi, John Anthony. I listen to you all the time. I listen to you when you're subbing with Amy or, on 560 in the mornings. I just love it. And I want to tell you very quickly, I'll get to my question in 2 seconds. But unfortunately, I'm a retired school teacher. I cannot afford to leave Illinois, so I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
And I wish I could, but I can't. But here's my question. It has nothing to do with politics, but I know you're a godly man. I know you quote scripture. I have a question. I've been going to a church for over a year, and it's very tiny, and I have found that it's just not for me. There's so many things that are toxic to me. Yeah. And two people told me, you can't just stop going. You owe it to the pastor to meet with him and tell him exactly why you're leaving, and you guys can talk and work it out. And my question to you is, do you think I need to do that? If I don't do that, is that ungodly?
Well,
I want an impartial opinion. Thank you.
Well, Susan, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll tell you what I've done. I've left churches without talking to the pastor, and there are some churches that I've left when I did set up a meeting with the pastor. So there's that. Thank you so much, Susan. We'll be right back.
8 years. It has been 8 years since QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. Hi, Amy Jacobson here, and this is remarkable. Using regenerative cell therapy to restore tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. Listen, it's a powerful and potent way to give your joints the new life and repairing old tissue. Best part, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. This is an all-natural option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoyed this summer without joint pain. Here's what I want you to do. Contact my good friends at QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation. You have nothing to lose. Saturday appointments available. The number to call is 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Right now, MyPillow is having 2 sales in one. The first is a closeout sale on Percale bed sheets. Any size and any color, just $25. That's right. You can even get queens, kings, split kings, and cow kings. Any size and any color, just $25. 11 colors to choose from. When they're gone, they're gone. The second sale is a new energy drink called Rev 7, a premium energy drink that is actually good for you. It tastes great and gives you energy all day. Plus, it has no sugar, no caffeine, so you don't experience those jitters and crashes that we've all been through with the other energy drinks. What makes Rev 7 so special is that it's powered with a premium nootropic that helps fuel your mind and provides the most efficient and cleanest fuel ever. For a limited time, get an introductory 3-pack absolutely free. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com and use promo code LIBERTY or call 800-489-0201. Promo code LIBERTY or call 800-489-0201.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Black and Right. This whole notion that it can't be fixed. Stop it. It can be fixed. Trust me. Should I? I'm talking to myself. I'm having a conversation with myself. I created an entire plan. I crunched numbers. I did it all. I don't know. Illinois can be won by a Republican. Yeah, you heard that right. And it can be won by a conservative. It can. It can. It has to be the right conservative, though. Somebody who's bold, unwilling to flinch at the old Republican playbook that the Democrats use to beat us over the head. It can be done. So this whole talk, this notion that Illinois, I don't want to burn it down. I can't leave it. Technically, I can, but I don't want to leave the place I've called home for 49 years. The place I've built so many friendships. I want to stay here and fight for this great state because she's worth fighting for. She really is. But we get caught up in personality. Guys, there are a lot of great people out there who could run, who could win. I'm not one of them, Steve Militello. Don't even push that no more. I told you, the only way I'll ever run again, the only way I'll ever run for office again, I have to be a multimillionaire. So if you want to help me become a multimillionaire, blackandrightradio.com, purchase some merch. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go to the phone lines. Robert.
Hey, how you doing, John?
Hey, brother.
You know, you're absolutely right on this. Yes, it can be one. One time there's a guy who used to call on Sean Thompson's show. He was from Texas.
Oh,
and
Kevin.
his idea, I liked it,
Kevin.
was build from the precinct captainship up and take over the Republican Party in the state of Illinois eventually. I think that's the way to do it.
But wait, hold on, Robert.
Yeah.
We have too many carnival barkers. People that just want to make the noise. Nobody wants to really do the hard, because Kevin from Texas is the guy you're talking about, but that takes a lot of work. You know how I know this does? My good friend, he's become such a mentor for me. John Reeves, out in New Yorkville area. He's had a plan to shift this state for decades. But because he's John Reeves, nobody wants to implement this plan. And he's one of the greatest people you could ever encounter in your life. And you're right. It is part of what Kevin from Texas' plan is. That's a huge portion of it. If you really want, if all these people who don't like the Kathy Salvis, who didn't like the Don Tracys of the world, if they went out and developed a team to run for precinct committeeman, you guys then will be able to choose the chairman of your independent 102 counties, right? And then the people that run for the state committee, you can vote for to put your person in there. And then guess who picks the chairman of the party? The people that you went out there and did the work for to make it happen. That's part of the plan of how you shift and change the direction of the Republican Party.
Hey,
Just part
John.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Because at one time, I was also a conservative Democrat. And I want a candidate to run for U.S. Senate. There's 3 Republicans running. They're not household names, but any of them are better
John
than
Goodman.
Well, yeah, John Goodman. There's 2 others better than Raj Kushkamori, my congressman, who's not even competent to be a congressman. But the Republicans got to get off their backsides and get going on this. They can't wait until the last minute and just throw candidates in. It don't work.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what I want to say. You take care, though.
All right, thank you. I know there. Let me look for her name because she just followed me on X. She's running for U.S. Senate, and she's from downstate. I forget who was that. Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were telling me about her candidacy. Dr. Pamela Denise Long. She's running for U.S. Senate as well. She's from downstate. So that's the second one. So I know for Senate, those are the only 2 I know for Senate. I know for the declared candidates for governor is Joseph Severino, Sheriff James Mendricks. Am I missing anybody, guys? Joe Severino, James Mendricks. Anybody else? Am I missing somebody? Let me see. You guys, help me out in the comments. Help me out. Am I missing somebody? I don't think I'm missing anybody. That have declared that they're running for office. I don't know if I miss anybody. So the only 2 that I know that have declared, and I know my good friend Aaron Delmar is considering it. I've basically called State Representative Blaine Wilhauer out. It would be something though. What would happen if we had a governor from the South again? The South will rise. Wasn't the last person we have south of I-80? And got rest his soul, Governor Ryan, George Ryan. He was the last guy from south of I-80. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Am I done now? Oh, Gina, I told you to call in. You're not calling in. Call in, Gina, because I didn't know that, Gina. You didn't tell me you were running for office, else I would have had you on. That's the thing about this platform. And my good friend Marcus Watkins from Detroit, he tells me all the time. He says, you're the first radio on-air personality in a long time that brings on anybody. I don't care if you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. I'm still going to bring you on because I want to give you an opportunity to talk to the people why they think you should run. It's not my job as the radio personality to come after you. No, I want to pose a set of questions where people can decide if you're the one they should vote for. I don't go after people. That's not my style. So you want me to go after people? Wrong station, wrong channel, or at least, no, wrong program. I don't do that. I don't go after people because I want to know what the policies of these individuals are. That's what's most important to me, not their personality. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Yeah, when you say your Hassleus mattress showrooms are employee-free, you don't really mean it, right?
Of course we mean it. No employees. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why no employees?
To save you money.
How much money?
Well, others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove B Queen for $16.59, but the everyday Hassleus price is just $8.42.
Whoa, Nelly.
We also have way low pricing on our selection of Sealy Posturepedic and more.
Well, that's pretty good.
And through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest or Sealy Posturepedic mattress in any size and receive a free adjustable base.
That's exceptionally good.
Plus, free next day delivery, removal and setup of your new mattress, and free financing is available too.
All because your showrooms are employee-free?
Yes, sir.
I like the way you do business.
Get a free adjustable base now through Monday at Hassleus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free Chicagoland showroom near you at hassleus.com.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you'll destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with Rick Hughes tomorrow morning at 7. The Flatline describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Listen tomorrow morning for inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes tomorrow morning at 7 on AM 560. The Answer.
Honey, we're not moving, but we gotta do something about this kitchen.
Funny you mention it. I just stopped by Forever Remodeling's new showroom in Niles. I saw over a dozen kitchen and bathroom layouts they designed. They even offered to stop by the house and give us a free in-home design consultation.
What'd you tell them?
That we're free today?
Visit foreverremodeling.com today. That's the number 4, everremodeling.com. Forever Remodeling, stress-free and high-quality remodeling.
Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Let's go to the phone line. Gina, congratulations. Is in order, I hear. Gina, you there?
Oh, hey, John.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you're sworn in as a trustee in Westmont?
I am.
Oh, look at you go. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, but you know what? Property tax bill, and it just made me so angry. I hear you that we should stay and fight, but I just feel like it will not be fixed in my lifetime.
See, that's not the. Okay, but guess what? If you're thinking that, how many other people? We've lost so many of our fighters to other states. And now, as Tom DeVore says, we got to go find new ones. We got to go find new fighters. They're out there. I've seen the numbers.
Well,
I've seen them.
I did talk to Kevin Coyne.
Yeah.
And I told him if they didn't have anyone run for Susie Hilton, whatever her name is, that I would run for that seat. But I haven't heard back. So and then, she's probably got Pritzker money and I don't. So,
yeah.
But
you know what? You know what, Gina? Go there in Westmont and give them hell. Do that.
I will.
I know you will because you're a fighter, and I hope and I wish you everything as it relates to you becoming just a household name in Westmont, because I know one thing you will always do. You will fight for the people and you will fight for the taxpayers of that place. So I appreciate you, Gina.
Oh, thank you.
All right, take care.
All right.
Bye. Brian from Evansville.
Good afternoon. Great show.
Thank you.
I just want to harp on about 3 points I was talking to your engineer about that the Republican Party have in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Point number one, if you got a certain conservative ideology, which is American values, the odds on the last 10 years, you ain't in Illinois no more.
That's the point. Yes.
And two, one, look at Brandon Johnson. If you got $5 in your pocket, you the hell up out of there. Know what I'm saying?
Well, no, wait. If you got $5 in your pocket, you mean you got 10 cents in your pocket when it comes to these taxes?
Yeah, well, enough money for U-Haul, you gone. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Two, if Donald Trump ain't on the ticket, 50% of your voters ain't going to turn out their vote.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Illinois, Illinois, he got 40-some% of the vote, and he didn't even campaign there.
At all.
If he would have campaigned, if he would have came there and campaigned, you would have had a dogfight in Illinois. But the problem is the way the politics is set up. If you got any kind of conservative values or you love Illinois, why would the hell I walk up and down the streets of Chicago now?
Right.
And I was born and raised there, and that's sad to say you out of there.
Yeah. You know,
All right,
wait, no. You can't just get off that easy, brother. Because I love what you just said. But you know what, Brian, I really do. I'm telling you. I know people. You can call me naive all you want, but I'm telling you, there's a swath of voters, of people, I should say, who've never voted in this state. And you know why they haven't voted, Brian? I do branding. I do branding and marketing for a living. They haven't found a product that they fall in love with and are willing to do what it takes. Just like the Democrat Party. See, the Democrat Party understand this about their voter. All they got to do is give them the marketing that they gave them. It doesn't. The policy doesn't even matter. It's the words that comes out of their mouths. It's the emotion.
I think a lot of the Democratic voters. I was once a loving Democratic voter, but when you see mayors getting locked up for illegal immigrants, ICE, what the hell is he doing there? In New York, and you got all that black unemployment there. Yeah. He going to jail for illegal immigrants. After that, you say, the hell with it, I'm out of here.
Hey, Brian, where were you from in Illinois? What side? What side? Southwest, east?
I grew up on the west side of Chicago.
Oh, K-Town or where?
Well, near west side. You know, over there by Jewtown. I was all over Chicago. Went to Crane High School. But the bottom line is, you got a mayor in there who feeding 50,000 illegal immigrants. With that kind of money, every graduated out of Chicago public high school should have had a job waiting on them.
Amen, Brian. Brian, thanks so much for calling. Keep listening and keep calling in, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
That first hour went by. We'll be right back.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gave Alice, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidiscipline practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer Chicago.
A ceasefire under fire. I'm Daria Albinger, Fox News. Just hours after a ceasefire between India and Pakistan was announced, there are reports of explosions, both sides accusing the other of repeated violations of the agreement. The negotiations are being led by the U.S. Pope Leo XIV went on an excursion outside the Vatican today.
The Pope was a passenger in a Volkswagen van driving about an hour east of Rome to a Catholic shrine. Reuters reports it was his first trip since being selected for the job earlier this week. He also stopped at Rome's St. Mary Major Basilica, the site of the tomb of his predecessor, Pope Francis. Dozens of surprise well-wishers greeted him there, shouting, "Hello, Pope." The new pope walked to the tomb of Pope Francis, laying down a white flower on it, then kneeling in prayer for a few moments. A Vatican statement says Pope Leo told those in the shrine he wanted to come to pray for guidance. Jill Nato, Fox News.
A resentencing hearing next week in Los Angeles for Lyle and Eric Menendez. Fox's Marianne Rafferty with the story.
District Attorney Nathan Hochman making it clear he will argue against allowing the brothers to walk free. During a hearing on Friday, the court also heard details from a comprehensive risk assessment conducted by the state parole board that found that the brothers pose a moderate risk for reoffending due to a series of violations committed as recently as January of this year. Those offenses, including smuggling contraband, including cell phones. Eric allegedly was dealing drugs and helping inmates cheat on taxes. All indicators, according to the DA, of why the brothers are not low risk. But the Menendez family believes they've taken responsibility for the killing of their parents and pose no threat to society.
The brothers have served nearly 3 decades in prison. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Clear and chilly tonight. We'll see a low of 43. Nice with plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Dry for outdoor plans on Mother's Day. We'll see a high of 71 tomorrow. Clear tomorrow night with a low of 54. Monday warm with sun giving way to clouds and a high of 75. Monday night a thunder shower in spots in the evening. Otherwise partly cloudy and mild. Low 60. I'm Jillian Ford on AM 560 The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gavalis, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists on site. They use the newest breakthroughs in dental technology such as titanium implants, Invisalign clear braces, and laser treatments. Don't let fear get in the way. They can recommend sedation to make your experience as comfortable as possible. Best Dental Group is located in historic downtown Bartlett and is a multilingual office. Call 630-830-4930, 630-830-4930, or visit bestdental.org. Best Dental Group, sharing your conservative values and helping you to conserve your teeth.
Catch Toddcast with Todd Starnes on the Salem Podcast Network.
We have become addicted to all of this cheap crap coming from China. So now Donald Trump is finally saying, we've got to do something about it. We're not kicking the can down the road anymore. And this is what being a leader looks like. When you see what Donald Trump is doing right now in the country, this is leadership.
Subscribe to the Todd Starnes Podcast today on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, crime is at an all-time high, and you might already own a firearm, but you need to start with the less lethal option to avoid the financial and mental repercussions of pulling the trigger. Well, enter Byrna, BYRNA.com. Check out their videos. Now, Byrna's less lethal launchers are equipped with tear gas and kinetic ammunition. It's designed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 30 to 40 minutes. And Byrna is so excited to introduce their all-new compact launcher. It's sleek, it's slim, and it hits like a sledgehammer. It fires at 400 feet per second with 41 joules of force per square inch. Byrna, it's legal in all 50 states. You don't need a background check. They can ship it directly to your door, and Byrna is trusted by hundreds and hundreds of police departments and government agencies worldwide. Try it before you buy it. Go to Byrna, BYRNA.com, and find the Byrna dealer partner near you. That's Byrna, BYRNA.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560, The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony.
I'm coming in hot. Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of Black and White Radio on AM 560, 92.7, and AM 1400, The Answer. If you missed that first hour of the show, head over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast, you can listen to the show no matter where you are. And as I stated earlier, I was half joking. But help your brother out. Head over to blackandwhiteradio.com, purchase some merch. Because I'm telling you, I love doing this, but it is a financial strain sometimes to do this radio show 6 days a week. Because I've put so many miles on my car since I started doing Detroit's Morning Answer and all that. But I just want to say one more thing about this. I've seen the fights in Illinois, and a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit, Terry Newsom. he really is a fighter. He's somebody that you want in your foxhole. I know he gets a bad rap in a lot of different areas, but he does. He is somebody that's a fighter. Joe Severino is a fighter. Max Rice is a fighter. Guys, listen, that you may have your own opinion about these guys. They're fighters. They're warriors. This is the reason why there's such a clash. There's a huge clash of what's happening here in the state of Illinois. Now I'm done with that. Blake Moore, thank you. I agree with her. Representative, what's her name, Luna, just filed a bill to overturn the Patriot Act. I'm with that. I agree with it. Let's go to Mitchell.
Hey, what's up, John? First of all, I wanted to say, I do drive back and forth from Detroit.
I'll never tell.
Wow, I'll say that's an amazing endeavor. And if you do, I want to let you know that's a lot of dedication, but I think you'll have a lot of success either way.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, I was curious. Last week, I was able to call on the station down the dial. It's called WCBT's The Family Meeting, and I'm sure you're aware. With Verlon and Jim, they've been on those. They've been cross-talking with that show for a long time. So they somehow let me on. And they were all talking about, it's like, oh, I hate Trump, just add water. And they're just yelling in there. So I said, well, why don't you talk about Pritzker, who, as he's bragging about how of a big billionaire he is, the state of Illinois, they did like this Moody's report. I saw it in the Wall Street Journal, where the state of Illinois out of 50 came in 46 in terms of economic decline. So there's a mass exodus of people moving out of Illinois, and the economic effects, they come in 46th place out of 50. So somehow it's above their pay grade to comprehend that, right? Yeah. And I treat them, I don't care what they are. I don't care what they're silver, they're black, they're purple, they're orange. I look at them as individuals, right? Mm-hmm. And so I go, why don't you address the systemic problems in Illinois? Why you attack, and all their logic is so bad. It's so beyond anything that has any depth. It's very shallow, to be quite honest.
It truly is.
And you just see such a fundamental difference. And the only thing he can attack me on is that he doesn't understand that if I read the article on Wall Street Journal and the original architect was Moody's, somehow I'm in the wrong, right? They don't understand how the news business works and how stories get picked up by other, companies. And that. So, but beyond that, which is even more egregious, is that when you pin him down on the specifics, this Eric, he's like lost in his sauce. It goes right over his head. I mean, it's shocking that he's ever gotten to any kind of success in his life because basic concepts are scarce for this guy and that station. And I'm telling you right now, all they can do is, John, it's just, I hate Trump, add water.
Yeah.
Listen to Pritzker.
Yeah.
That's all he does, right?
That's true.
He has 75 writers, and this is the best he can come up with. I mean, Ted Albert thinks he's going to be president in 2028. I mean, who's delusional here, Daddy-O?
That's a good question, Mitchell. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Sure.
Let's go to Eduardo. Eduardo?
Right, well, feliz cumpleaños for me, and tomorrow's Mother's Day.
Hold on, Eduardo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you very much. 5554. Can you believe it?
Ooh, you old. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. What's up, brother?
Yeah. Okay, so let me get here. India and Pakistan, the real villains in this are China and Russia. When you ever have something like this, it should be China, Russia, and the U.S. banding together to defuse these two nuclear powers. So don't hold your breath.
No.
New York, Kathy Hochul, 50% negative. I hope Elise Stefanik runs for governor there because I think she could win because Daily Mail says that it's leaning red. So good luck on that. The New York mayor, they have that outage, and this dumbass is over there by the ice. He should have been over there by the airport, making sure that there's no incidents with the airplanes over there at the airport. Instead, he's getting his ass thrown over there in the ice detention. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I actually. I want you to hear what he had to say, actually.
A day that's really outraged a lot of people, including myself. Have you thought about taking any legal action in light of what took place today and what happened to you?
Well, I mean, we're going through this process now, and obviously I will confer with my lawyers to figure out what's the best pathway forward on this. I think they completely violated my rights. I'm the mayor of the city. I have the right to go anywhere in this city, particularly in places where I think our laws are being violated.
Where I think, no, brother, that's federal land now, brother. You do not have a right to barge your way onto an ICE detention facility at all. Like, even Congress people don't even have that authority to do so, Eduardo.
Yeah, you hear that Democrat Congress, Van Hollen, and all these yo-yos that like to go down to El Salvador.
Yeah.
Just one more thing. So we have a new pope, but the media coverage was ridiculous. Like, I saw this one lady, Mary Calvi, she's from Inside Edition over there with Deborah Novro, coming out with an ice cream, like, oh, this is like some big party thing. So they're just there, like having a good old time because I'm in Italy, but nothing. They don't care about the fact that they got a new pope. They're just there because they're walking the streets of Italy. Ridiculous.
Thanks, Eduardo. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. All right.
Really appreciate it. But this whole thing with the mayor and the Democrats, man, they have completely lost their minds.
The video appears to show Congresswoman LaMonica McIver shoving and yelling at agents during the arrest. Earlier, the elected officials tried to storm the facility themselves for a, quote, oversight visit. Alina Habba is the interim U.S. attorney for New Jersey, and she joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us. So this is a federal facility. You have a couple of arrests of lawmakers who charged the facility and tried to break into the facility. What kind of charges are they facing?
Well, obviously, it's an open investigation now. There has been an arrest, as you can see, and as the U.S. attorney, I'm limited to what I can say. I think there's some obvious things that you could see, such as trespass, and I'm not going to get into the weeds about
this was on a Fox News episode, but I mean, have they completely lost it, guys? Has Trump derangement syndrome mutated in their minds to where they go? They're all out there using profanity. Elected Congress people. And not the soft stuff, sugar, honey, iced tea, HE double hockey sticks and stuff like that. But they're using the F bombs and the, F offs. And I think Trump's win completely did something to them in their head. Verlon?
Well, I think it's just grandstanding. All of them are using this due process and whatever else to just to run for something in the future, to be a name for the next time someone wants to run in 2 years or 4 years. So it's just grandstanding.
Yeah.
That's all it is, because they need something. They were so deflated after their beating, this last few months ago, that they need something to hold on to in this due process. That's their hill to die on. So that's all that is.
Yeah.
But when I heard Mitchell call in, I was trying to get Paul to put me on right when Mitchell was talking, because I heard Mitchell call in last week.
Oh yeah.
And he totally ripped them. He ripped them, but what did they say to Mitchell? Oh, the producer behind Mitchell's back, because we could hear it, but I don't think Mitchell could hear it, would say he's a liar. He didn't get his information from the Wall Street Journal. He got it from Moody's. And the producer used the swear word, the SH word.
Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Back. Yeah, sugar, iced tea, whatever. he used the bad word. I'm like, wow, they are that defensive.
Yeah,
I
already know what you're calling about. I told you this is what will happen. I told you. I told you that's what would happen. We'll get into it. You're listening to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
For nearly a decade, AM 560 has marked the start of summer with a night of cigar smoking and great conversation. And this year, we've expanded Cigar Night to 2 nights. Wednesday, May 21st at Goldberg's Farm in Pingree Grove. And Thursday, May 22nd at Gaelic Park in Oak Forest. Featuring the great Larry Elder, along with AM 560's Dan Proft and Sean Thompson. Tickets are on sale now at 560theanswer.com/cigar. That's 560theanswer.com/cigar. Sponsored by Fire Go Immune Support Supplement.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Imagine using your skills and experiences to inspire young minds. We see the teacher in you. No matter your starting point, we can help you become a teacher. Teaching offers consistent pay, a pension, and summers off. Learn how you can be the teacher. Visit BeTheTeacher.org. Sponsored by Grow Your Own Teachers, Illinois.
Attention American homeowners, you're under attack. Your home and equity could be vulnerable to cyber thieves. There's only one company that completely stops them, and that company is Equity Protect. Equity Protect prevents any attempts to steal your home, equity, and ownership 24/7. Get your free risk report today by texting the word HOME to 94878. That's right, text the word HOME to 94878 to get your free risk report. Keep your equity and legacy safe with Equity Protect.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio. AM 560, 92.7, and AM 1400, The Answer. I don't know how. Oh, I forgot I picked you up on the line. That's why, Valon. Valon, hey, what did I tell you, though?
I got before we mix it up, I got something to ask you and something to say to Mitchell. Now, I want to ask you, earlier in the show when I was listening, was that our friend that sent you a message?
Yeah, it was. They sent both of us a message, basically telling us to get out the way.
Name. That's when I knew it was him.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're talking with the person that wants something for nothing, that wants to rob his fellow neighbor and his fellow taxpayer, to right wrongs from the past. So you're never going to get through to people like that. I don't care if they're young or old. You just got to let people like that, be, because they'll never accept taking responsibility and moving forward. So That's just that.
And we know they're leftists too. They don't want to admit that they're leftists, but they are.
Yeah, that's a given. Now to Mitchell, if you're still listening, Mitchell, I want to ask you. Let's do an American invasion into that communist show tomorrow. So if I hear, because I'm going to do it. So I'm going to rip them about education tomorrow. I'm going to rip them real bad because of what they did to Mitchell and tried to lie and say Mitchell didn't get his information where he got it from and try to say he got it from Moody's. Well, I'm going to tell him where I got what the host of the show, we've been arguing on Twitter. So he knows where I got my information from. So I'm going to rip him. And I bet he won't say I got mine from Moody's because he's been sitting on my information for 2 weeks. So
you sound like you're ready.
So, I'm ready, man. I'm ready because I don't like that. He did that to Mitchell. I don't like how they played Mitchell because they couldn't take him on, and it was 3 against 1. How they do me all the time. So I don't like that. But I want to mix it up with you about something serious. Okay, it's like, see, this is why I was arguing with you about,
Tyree
when police get tried. When police get tried, well, not just that. Police around the country, they sit on it for years, and next thing you know, it's out of the spotlight and nobody cares. Now, these 3 officers got to quit.
No. I'm not going to. No, wait, hold on. The process is why it takes so much time. There's so much that happens in discovery that they're trying to get out of discovery. The process is why it takes so long, Vlon. Not that the prosecutors are trying to. The defense attorneys are as well.
Yeah, but when they said he got to quit it, when they said they got to quit it, it was in the news and gone in a flash, and nobody cares about what happened to this man.
Okay, Vlon, state the obvious reasons why it's out the news. State the obvious.
What do you mean?
Black cops on a black guy.
Well.
If these were white cops, we'd still be talking about it.
It's not as prevalent. It's always prevalent with me because, like, when I used to argue with Dan back in the day about these issues, I always said it's not white versus black, it's blue versus black. I always kept it the institution versus black people. But the bottom line is, the jury, what they said was they didn't believe that those blows killed him. Well, what killed him then? Because if they would have just gave him a ticket and he would have been on his way, he'd still be alive today. They beat that man to a pulp.
Okay,
How
Vlon,
do you let these guys off?
I think you jump in the facts though. Because a cop can call you out of the car. They called him out of the car because remember the initial thing that he ran from them in his vehicle. They finally stopped him. He pulled over and they called him out of the vehicle. So then they were trying to. They went and I watched all the videos over again in preparation to have this conversation with you. He then starts resisting arrest. He was resisting them. I don't care what anybody says. Textbook resisting. The moment you tense up, you are resisting arrest of an officer. He kept doing it. They took him down to the ground. He kept turning over, wouldn't allow them to put the handcuffs on him, and he kept fighting. So then, now you want to talk about training? Did they need better training? Heck yeah. But when they tried to put the cuffs on him, he kept moving around, wouldn't allow them to put the cuffs. Then one of the officers, I don't know where he was trained how to deploy resin, whatever it's called. I don't know why it'll lose me right now. It's not mace, pepper spray. The way he deployed it, that's why he got away. He got up and ran.
They put the man in a full Nelson and beat him down.
Okay.
They beat and sprayed him with pepper spray. Come on, man.
Here's a question.
For all the time.
Here's a question. If he would have allowed them to put those handcuffs on him at that moment, at that time, would he still be alive?
If he would allowed
No. Answer the question.
I just did. I said if he would have allowed them, yeah, he'll still be alive. But that don't mean beat the man the way they beat him.
Vlon, did you say? Okay, I went back and watched the video. All I saw was things that they were employing that I was trained to do with somebody that's literally resisting you. If I was there, I don't know about the one guy who came with the knee to the back or however you remember the guy that came flying in. I don't know about that guy, but everything that I saw, they were trying to subdue an individual. I don't know. Was the toxicology ever released? Was he? Was there anything in his system?
He was not on any drugs or any liquor or anything like that. I guess he was just scared. But
that's not a reason. That's not a reason to fight cops. Being scared is not a reason to fight cops.
That was a known tactical squad that did dirt.
Vlon. Hold on.
Yeah.
You raised the dead. Philip from Blue Island.
Anyway, all white jury, a system of injustice. We're never going to get justice from this system, law, whatever legal system, whatever you want to call it. And these cops are high-fiving and chest bumping.
Yeah,
and
that's what you do.
And really, I mean, you want to kind of rationalize how they had to take him down and raisin and pepper spray and then just kicking and beating this man to death, and an all-white jury lets him off.
Hey, Phil,
so what does this remind you of?
Here's a question. Would you have fought the way, would you have moved and resisted the way this guy resisted, or would you just said, hey, listen, I got these elements, I can't put my hands that far behind my back? What would you have done? Would you have done the same thing, got up and ran? Would you have ran off initially for the initial stop? Because remember, they were trying to question that. Well, the jurors didn't see that as an issue or as a problem. But Phil, I thought, but these are black cops though, right? I mean, that gibbly-goo that you wrote on my social media page about this whole thing, you were trying to have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
No, I really wasn't trying to have it both ways. I'm just telling you how the system works. Once you get, again, every well, how they say it, all skin folks and kin folks. So a lot of people are getting into the system and getting into law enforcement. They're getting to all these places of power and just like this guy. Well, I don't want to change subject, but you know, some of us get into positions of power and we forget.
Oh yeah, black judge too.
I beg your pardon?
It was a black judge too. But Phil, I mean, I'm so sick of people making excuses. If this individual hadn't done what he did, remember, if he hadn't done what he did, he'd still be alive. And we're not even having this conversation. Everybody, even you, Phil, and you, Valon, you guys make excuses for these people who these cops come into contact with.
John,
hold on. It's always all about the cop and what the cop did wrong. What about the individual who pushed back against the cop? Well, you know, you guys don't. You never hold them accountable. The criminal elements.
How many cops was it, John?
What?
How many cops was it?
I don't know. I don't know how many total. 6, 7?
5.
6, 7 maybe.
Well, it was 5 initially. Then that other cop, that 6th one came from somewhere. I don't know where he came from. But John, I was trying to keep it strictly to the jury's verdict. How in the hell can they say the blows didn't kill him? That's period. You did not convict these guys.
I'll tell you why.
Believe that the blows killed.
I'll tell you why. Because the blows, the where they were hitting them at is how you're trained to hit a person in muscle mass areas. You can laugh all you want. Go and look and request to sit in on a training at some point. Don't just come without the facts. Understand how it's done.
Let's say that's true. Let's say that's true. Everything you just said is true.
I know it's true because I had to train it.
Your personal instinct as an individual is self-preservation, right? You got 5 or 6, and now at this point, you don't even know how many people are beating and kicking and doing all this. Your natural instinct is to try to save your life. It's not trying to follow directions or put my hands.
Oh my God, that's an excuse.
I'm trying to comply, but you won't let me comply, and then.
That's an excuse. It's an excuse. No, I'm not. I'm done. I'm done with excuses as it relates to policing and the black community. I'm done with it. You listen to the Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Mike Gallagher sees some becoming unhinged.
I don't think more normal people believe we are all Killmonger. You know, yesterday in New York, or Saturday morning in New York City, I watched protesters carrying signs that said, "We are all Killmonger. We are all gang members now." Is that what they're saying? This is how nuts the left is becoming.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 9, right before Charlie Kirk at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Jane Fergus. The Kremlin is reportedly considering a proposal for a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. Key European countries threatening Russia with massive new sanctions if President Putin did not accept the proposal. Meanwhile, India and Pakistan are blaming each other for violating a ceasefire deal made hours earlier Saturday. The U.S. led the talks, and President Trump announced the agreement on his Truth Social platform. Well, those Mother's Day flowers might end up costing you more because of the new tariffs. Most cut flowers sold in the U.S. come from other countries like Canada, Ecuador, and Mexico.
The cost of the flowers, the container, the labor, all of it adds up. Where you might have had, 6 roses in arrangement, you now may have 5. You may have had 5 hydrangea, now you may have 4.
It's Carrie Brower of Flowers and More Design in Walpole, Massachusetts. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Carl Jackson here for Dennis Prager. While Dennis Prager is recuperating, we know you miss your daily dose of Dennis. That's why Pragertopia is giving you a special gift. Right now, Pragertopia members can hear the best 2 hours of Dennis's favorite segments from as far back as 2010. On Monday, you can hear the Happiness Hour.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what I'm about.
Tuesday is Celebrity Guest Day.
Donald Trump Jr. is in studio with me.
On Wednesday, it's the Male-Female Hour.
I really do wish there were a way to ascertain the number of marriages that this hour has helped.
Thursday, the Ultimate Issues Hour.
Not having ultimate issues clarity is like having a map, but you don't know where you're going.
And Friday is Open Lines.
Feel free to ask me anything about me, about you, about life.
So if you're missing your daily dose of Dennis, go to Pragertopia.com and hear all your favorite segments along with lectures, celebrity interviews, and his famous Torah teachings and more. Get your daily dose of Dennis at Pragertopia.com, Pragertopia.com.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting outside, getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pains, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your life. Head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4RELIEF and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Relief Factor is the daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by a team of doctors, it uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask the pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take Relief Factor, the more effective it is to get your days going without any pain. See if we get you out of pain by taking their 3-week quick start. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Simply call 800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, neck, shoulders, hips, knees, don't let it keep you from living the life you want to live. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800, the number 4-RELIEF.
It's important to have a heating and cooling company you know you can depend on. That company is the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling. They aren't one of those massive companies with newer techs and subcontractors. Oh no, Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling send only their own highly skilled techs. From service to installation and everything in between, the work quality and customer service is the best. For 40 years, the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling has kept homeowners and business customers comfy and warm in the winter and nice and cool in the warmer months. Don't call the big guys, call the best. Call Carrie at 847-545-1700 or visit ArlingtonHeightsHeatingandCooling.net. That's Carrie at 847-545-1700 or online at ArlingtonHeightsHeatingandCooling.net. The original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, not the biggest, just the best.
Hey, heard you're getting ready to move.
We just listed our house on the market.
Just make sure you have the right attorney.
Doesn't the real estate agent take care of all that?
They stay involved, but you want to make sure you have a great lawyer that's negotiating the terms, helping resolve inspection items, clearing up title issues, preparing the deed and other documents, and attending the closing.
The attorneys at Nauman & Associates in Elk Grove Village have decades of experience handling real estate transactions every day all over Chicagoland. NALawGroup.com.
The Dinesh D'Souza Podcast, now available on the Salem Podcast Network.
Trump plays the crazy man strategy, and people never know what he's going to do. So while we don't see fully through the end of the tunnel, Trump seems to see through the end of the tunnel. It does seem that there is a strategy, maybe a crazy man strategy, but there is a strategy in play.
Subscribe to the Dinesh D'Souza Podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com. This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Before we get to our guests, let's go to Glenn from Orlando. Glenn, welcome, my brother. Glenn, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go. What's up? Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just want to make an observation here. Is the left is doing everything they can to antagonize people into violence.
Yes.
And whether it's local level politicians, remember Pritzker was at the HRC dinner in Los Angeles, and he said you got to punch the bullies in the mouth.
Yep.
And stuff. Yep. I mean, they're promoting people who are on the edge to go over the edge so they can show violence all over the airways. We can't fall for this. And then the other thing that has to happen is people that are doing like what they did in Newark, New Jersey, they have to arrest people. Nobody's above the law, no matter if you're a mayor or governor or senator. Nobody's above the law. Arrest them.
I agree.
And then the other thing that has to happen is that once you arrest somebody, what's the result? Are they get off with a warning? Do they have to pay a fine? Do they have to do jail time? Are they on probation? What's the result? Because if we don't see a result that's part of the arrest, then there's no incentive for people not to do things that are immoral. So,
I agree.
You know, I'm just saying we should follow up. Now, the lady, I guess, in Buffalo Grove that vandalized the Tesla dealer, she had a court appearance about a week or two ago. I don't know what the outcome was, but she had to go to court in the last 10 days or so. Does anyone know what the outcome of that was?
No idea. No idea. I know the other guy got off, right? Didn't they let him go, I believe? Or didn't proceed with charges?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but but you know the lady who was spray painting the Tesla place in Buffalo Grove, what happened? Does anyone know?
Nope.
I mean, so if there's no consequences, this will continue.
That's true, Glenn. Thanks so much, Glenn. Appreciate it. I wanted to bring an organization to your attention. Anytime there's an organization that helps cops or veterans, I'm always willing to highlight who they are and what they're doing, not just here in this community, but in the case of this organization across 9 different states. Farm to Veteran. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Farm to Veteran. I've actually a good friend of mine called me one day and said, "Hey, let's do breakfast because I got this organization that I think you would love, and I would love for you to highlight what we're trying to do." So I said, "Okay, let's do it." So I went to breakfast, and I immediately knew that I had to have them on my show. Michelle Keller, she serves as the senior director at Farm to Veteran. It's a nonprofit organization based in Manhattan, Illinois. What they do is they provide farm fresh food to veterans facing food insecurity. But in her role, Michelle oversees community development initiatives and plays a pivotal part, I should say, in expanding the organization's reach and impact. Michelle, welcome to Black and White Radio.
Hi, John. Thank you for having us.
No problem. I almost said Detroit's Morning Answer. You know, I have too many different shows, and I tend to forget which one I'm doing. But Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. And can you explain to the audience what is Farm to Veteran and how does it serve veterans in need?
Sure. So we are actually a very small nonprofit in the sense of the world. We started out in 2020 as going from a for-profit farm, about 60 acres in the south suburbs of Chicago in Manhattan, Illinois. And from there, we decided we were going to serve veterans. Everybody who gets our services are veterans, and we work through other veteran organizations such as, government agencies like Will County Veterans Assistance Commission or other nonprofits through like Volunteers of America who have housed veteran areas, and we work with them to verify veteran status and also need. And everything we produce on the farm gets donated to veterans in need. When we first started out, it was about 11,000 meals that we were able to do.
Wow.
There was a lot of hiccups, a lot of trials and tribulations at that time. But in 4 short years since that first donation year, we actually did 183,000 meals donated in over 9 states last year. And we're on track to do about 250,000 this year.
Wow. So far you've done over 400,000 odd meals.
Yes.
Wow. And in which states does Farm to Veteran currently operate?
Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Iowa, Texas, Florida, Colorado, South Dakota, and Washington State.
Well, as you know, this show now is being broadcast in both Michigan and Illinois. If there's someone listening from Michigan, what part of Michigan is it in, and how can they get in contact with you guys?
It's right outside of Detroit.
Oh, so it's not that far.
Yeah.
So what farming practices does Farm to Veteran employ to ensure high-quality food?
Yeah, we don't use any pesticides. We are doing basically better than organic farming. Everything is our chickens are free range. They get more acreage than you could possibly imagine. We have a lot of land for our cattle, and then we make sure that any partners that we partner with as far as farmers also emulate the same practices that we do.
Wow. You know, as I think about it, I say to myself, a veteran, food scarcity, any issue, any mental health issues with veterans, it still shocks my system when I hear about that. But why is food security a critical issue for veterans?
Actually, veterans are actually 7% more likely to experience food insecurity than the general population. A lot of that is minority and women. There are 1 in 5 veterans that come out of service will, according to a 2023 study, they say that they will face food insecurity at some point during their life.
Michelle, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we got to go to break. When we come back for a break, we'll continue more with Michelle Keller from Farm to Veterans. We'll be right back.
Right now at Hassellus Mattress, you get 48 months interest-free financing on all Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Black mattresses.
The number 48 is associated with stability.
Like the stability and comfort of Tempur-Pedic.
Abundance.
Like the abundance of sleep you'll get with a Beautyrest Black mattress from Hassellus.
Prosperity and wealth.
Because you get a $300 MasterCard gift card with your purchase.
The number 48 is a sign that you have chosen the right path in life.
Just like choosing your favorite Tempur-Pedic or Beautyrest Black mattress at Hassellus without commission-hungry salespeople breathing down your neck.
Really?
Yes.
Do you deliver?
Free next-day delivery.
I think 48 may be my favorite number too.
Enjoy 48 months interest-free financing on Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Black at Hassellus Mattress. Find your employee-free Chicagoland showroom at hassellus.com.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery tool sets. You can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel. Shop online or in store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
At Catholic Cemeteries of Chicago, we honor traditions, celebrate faith, and cherish memories. Take an active role in establishing your legacy for future generations by pre-planning your final arrangements today. Alleviate your loved ones of future financial burden. Lock in today's prices and take advantage of interest-free financing and no hidden fees. Visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org or call 708-236-5490 to schedule a free consultation today.
Come on with this, people. Move it!
Did you really think you could make that company deliver yourself?
Oh, I cannot handle any more traffic.
You could be getting much more done at your place of business.
I've wasted 45 minutes and now this place is gonna close.
Time is money. Let Quick Delivery Service take on the traffic hassle for you. They'll deliver almost anything, from large pallets of materials to important documents, or both. No forms, no labels, no scanning. Just tell Quick Delivery Service where it's going, they'll pick it up, and get it to your destination quickly. Your cargo delivery is tracked in real time with GPS. Notifications are delivered right to your inbox. Visit QuickDelivery.com. That's QuickDelivery.com. Or you can deliver like this.
Seriously, another train?
Or get your delivery there on time with QuickDelivery.com. Or call 847-534-2244. 847-534-2244. And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right. Before the break, we were talking to Michelle Keller from Farm to Veterans. I'm sorry, Michelle, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wasn't paying attention to the clock, and I kind of went over. Let's go ahead and finish your statement.
Yeah, no worries.
But why is food security? Why food security is a critical issue for veterans?
Yes. So like I said, food insecurity is 7.6% more likely among veterans than non-veterans, with minorities and females most likely to experience that food insecurity. And a lot of that has to do with a couple different reasons that we've kind of seen just basically talking with these veterans is, one, they're a very proud group.
Yeah.
The second is mobility. A lot of these veterans are disabled and can't really go out to a grocery store or don't have transportation, or some of them don't even have families that are close by. There was one gentleman that we spoke with that he said to get to his local food pantry or the closest grocery store that could get what he needs and has the accessibility to get there, it would take him over 2 hours on various buses and services just to get there.
Wow.
So the fact that we were bringing the food right to where he lives, and it's, fresh meat, fresh eggs, fresh produce, it was a godsend. He said that it was just one of those things that he could just kind of roll his little wheelchair down to the end of the hall and get what he needed.
Dignity.
Yeah. And didn't have to ask somebody else for help.
Wow. Now, Michelle, logistically, you guys do this for every person that uses Farm to Veterans?
So we work with organizations that have already served other services for veterans that they would already be going to. So, for instance, one of the housing locations houses over 400 veterans in various apartments that are subsidized. So we deliver straight to their location, and the veterans can come down to their common room and get whatever they need. We work with the local Veterans Assistance Commission. We provided them a refrigerator and a freezer to hold our items, and we deliver there every other week when they tell us that they're running low to make sure that they have what they need.
Wow. Now, this was birthed out of the founder, Kevin. What was it? What did Kevin see? How did God put this on his heart to start something like this? What was the driving force behind Kevin introducing Farm to Veterans?
Yeah, so Kevin is actually a very, very serial entrepreneur. He's had many different entities, and throughout those journeys, he had a lot of colleagues and people that he worked with, and just by talking with people, some of those people were veterans, and they had friends that were struggling. And at that point in time, he said, if I ever have a chance to help veterans, I would. And that kind of birthed this whole entire endeavor. And we've grown rapidly in 5 years.
How many locations are here in Illinois?
We serve it. Well, everything is run out of our farm in Manhattan. So we do about 75,000 meals there. But we partner with, I want to say, in Illinois alone, we have 13 partners that we work with.
Yeah. How many in Chicago?
5.
If somebody that's listening to the show right now, they're in Chicago, or let's say they're in the deepest part of the state of Illinois, down in Cairo, Illinois, how would they reach out to you? How can they become part of what Farm to Veterans is doing?
Yeah, so right now we don't have anything in Southern Illinois. We are working towards that. We just need to find the right partner to work with.
When you say partner, explain that.
So whether that's a Veterans Assistance Commission or a housed veteran organization, because we don't want to vet the veterans ourselves. We don't want to tell somebody, yes, you are a veteran, no, you're not. And unfortunately, there is a lot of fraud in that area.
Wow.
And we've come into that with some of the first organizations that we worked with. So we just want to make sure that we are doing what we say we're going to do. So we want to make sure that we're working with people that can verify veteran status and verify also need. So I've had a couple of veteran organizations reach out to me in the last month or so, and we are working to expand to those locations. But we have very few people in the office. It's me and one other person. So it's we're trying to vet everything and make sure we get as many meals out to everyone as we can.
Wow. So if someone's listening, how can individuals support Farm to Veterans mission?
Yeah, so $5 actually provides a farm fresh food to a veteran in need that provides a full meal. And we take donations on our site, which is farmtoveteran.com. And then we also just basically word of mouth. A lot of what we get is nobody knows who we are.
Yeah.
And we are working with programs. Like we have a program at the Hines VA Hospital that we work with them, but people don't even know about those programs. So it's they don't realize that it's us that's providing stuff there. So just word of mouth, letting people know who we are. Donations obviously always help. We do not take any federal funding at this point, which we've gotten people to tell us that they're losing their federal funding. So then they're actually calling us and saying, hey, we need more. So in order for us to expand and in order for us to help more people, obviously we need more money coming in as well.
Yeah. I don't know if is it okay to talk about the event you guys got coming up? Is that
Sure.
okay? Okay, so we got to go to break. We got to go to break, but I do because I think this is a very good way for people to get involved, to help and assist Farm to Veterans, because I mean it truly is a worthwhile organization doing great things. And Kevin, God bless his heart, I know I have I believe lunch or dinner with him coming up to discuss this more. I'm happy to be here helping and spread the word, Michelle. We got to go to break, but guys, go out to Farm to Veterans and please help them. We'll be right back.
This is a special alert during this window replacement season. Don't get tricked by the cheapest offers and gimmicky ads. Now's the time to see and feel the difference of high-performance windows from Valdecas.
When it's time to consider new windows, siding, and doors for your home, you need to look no further. Sebastian Gorka here to tell you about Valdecas. Valdecas has been the trusted name chosen by thousands of homeowners, and they should be your number one choice too. But what's really behind the name Valdecas? Over 25 years of a team dedicated to providing you with the best customer service experience and products that truly bring value to your home. They are a Pella Platinum Elite Status certified contractor for a reason. They have an A+ rating with the BBB, as well as high ratings and positive reviews on both Google and Houzz. Schedule your free in-house consultation at valdecas.com.
Ask about their exclusive manufacturer warranties and their 10-year workmanship guarantee.
Don't wait. Book today at valdecas.com. For the best in class, it's Valdecas.
You never want to miss one of life's most important moments. A graduation, a birthday, a first communion, a wedding. When these moments happen, you want to make sure to capture them so that you and your loved ones can remember them for years to come. For over 30 years, families have relied on Tom Kaloran Photography to capture important life moments. This locally owned family business can provide the solutions you need for your important event photography, from weddings and birthdays to class reunions and golf outings. No matter the size or scope, Tom Kaloran Photography will make sure you have lasting memories to share for years to come. Tom Kaloran Photography is also the official photographer for AM 560 The Answer. To learn more and to see their portfolio, just visit KaloranPhotography.com. That's KILLORAN photography.com. Or call them at 708-361-0025. Tom Kaloran Photography, capturing important life moments for over 30 years.
Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right, AM 560. The last few minutes of 92.7 and AM 1400, The Answer in Detroit, Michigan. Before the break, we were just speaking with Michelle Keller. She's one of the directors over at Farm to Veterans. Michelle, you guys have a great event coming up that you would love to see a lot of the people that listen to this show there. What is it? When? What is it and when?
So we are actually having our first fundraising gala in September, on September 20th this year at the Field Museum. We haven't had a fundraising event yet because we've had a generous supporter who has been able to help us fund so far. But now, as we expand, we're trying to get a little bit more. But it's going to be a great event at the Field on the 20th of September. We are having a celebrity comedian to be announced very soon. He is going to be doing a private show for us. So.
Oh, nice. I know who it is, and I won't tell.
Unfortunately, I can't.
I know.
Say.
I know. But if are tickets on sale now, and where can people purchase them if they would like to go or attend?
Tickets will be on sale at the end of the month. We are still waiting for that celebrity to approve the website copy. As you can imagine, with agents, it's a little bit of a difficult time to make sure we get everything squared away. But we will have tickets available on our website, farmtoveteran.com. And then the gala is called Farm Fresh Hope.
Elected officials here in Illinois and across wherever the other 8 states, are they aware of what you're doing? I think of people like here in Illinois, Congressman Mike Boss. I think of people like him. What's his name? You guys are in Texas too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think of Wesley Hunt, Congressman Wesley Hunt. Are they aware of what you guys doing, and have you had any contact with them?
Honestly, I don't think they are. We haven't had contact with, honestly, any political party or politician.
Oh, that's going to end. I'm definitely going to make sure that ends.
So, yeah, we haven't, like I said, we haven't really advertised. It's basically been word of mouth. And this is the first, I would say, in the last 6 months is when we really started pushing who we are and what we're doing out there.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Congressman Boss, you will be hearing more about this. He listens to the show, but you will be hearing more about this, sir. I'll make sure of that. But where can people go to visit to find out if they want to help? And can people volunteer?
Right now, we are trying to figure out what our volunteer program is going to look like. A lot of people want to come to the farm, and unfortunately, insurance rates on the farm are just astronomical. So we really can't have folks there without paying ridiculous amounts of insurance.
I understand that.
So we are trying to figure out what that program is going to look like. We are hiring another person to kind of help out with us as well because unfortunately there's like 4 of us of the whole organization. So we are expanding rapidly, and just more information if anybody wants, they can access our website, or if anybody wants to get in touch with us and email us any questions that they have, info@farmtoveteran.com, and we'll be happy to answer anything.
And Michelle, I want to give you a minute to pitch to people about the organization, why they should get involved, and I would love to give you that opportunity.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we hear all the time about how impactful that our organization is. We have a gentleman who is a Vietnam War era veteran who basically never knew how to cook an egg before getting our eggs, and he had to teach himself how to do that. And he just says it's so great of how he was able to also teach himself a new skill as well as get that nutritious meals. So $5 basically provides a farm fresh meal to a veteran in need, and we want to make sure that our goal at the end of all this is that any veteran who's out there who is in need doesn't go hungry. It's a lofty goal. We want to be in all 50 states, but we want to make sure that we serve those who served us. Well,
Michelle Keller, you let Kevin and Sarah know I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure as many people as I know can know about it. Thanks so much for joining us on Black and Right.
Thank you so much, John.
All right. Guys, don't go anywhere. Hour 3 coming up next.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like the potential to participate in credited interest from market index returns and limit the downside? Join Mark Kohler for the Retirement and Income Radio Show, Sunday afternoons at 3. You can also call Mark now for your complimentary customized Retirement and Income Kit and Retirement and Income Book at 844-619-SAFE. Get the information you need now. That's 844-619-7233.
Our local hospitals are the heartbeat of our communities, delivering critical care every hour of every day for everyone, training the next generation of caregivers. Beyond the walls, their benefit to the community is everywhere, driving the local economy and supporting local organizations, initiatives, and neighbors. Illinois Hospitals, healing communities. Learn more at team-iha.org. Sponsored by the Illinois Health and Hospital Association. Aired in cooperation with the Illinois Broadcasters Association and this station.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app, or tell your smart speaker to play The Answer Chicago.
An India-Pakistan ceasefire under fire. I'm Jane Fergus, Fox News. India and Pakistan are now accusing each other of violating a ceasefire deal made hours earlier Saturday following talks led by the U.S. President Trump had announced the agreement on his Truth Social platform. The deal had been expected to end weeks of growing fighting, including missile and drone strikes prompted by the massacre of tourists by gunmen in Kashmir last last month. It's the most serious military confrontation between the rivals in decades, all the more concerning as both countries house nuclear facilities. The Democratic mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Raz Barkara, was arrested Friday, accused of trespassing at a U.S. ICE detention facility. Borders Czar Tom Homan joined Fox News Live, saying that ICE detention centers have a specific purpose that needs to be respected.
We have to detain them to go through the due process of, sometimes seeing a judge, sometimes they already have final orders. It's ranging removal to their countries and getting travel documents to their countries and making sure all the administrative processes are followed. So this is exactly what the facility means.
Mayor Baraka went on CNN explaining that he was not told to leave before being arrested. The White House commented on this situation, saying that the Democratic Party is, quote, prioritizing the welfare of illegal aliens over American citizens. Tariff talks between the United States and China have concluded for Saturday and will resume on Sunday. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and China's Vice Premier reportedly met for over 10 hours in Geneva, Switzerland. It is not known whether any progress was made. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, your official weather forecast.
Tonight, clear and chilly with a low 43. Tomorrow, nice with plenty of sunshine. Dry for outdoor plans on Mother's Day and a high of 71. Clear tomorrow night with a low of 54. Monday, warm with sun giving way to clouds and a high of 75. Monday night, a thunderstorm in spots in the evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy and mild with a low of 60. Tuesday, cloudy with a thunder shower and a high of 75. I'm Jillian Ford on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com.
While Dennis Prager is recuperating, we know you miss your daily dose of Dennis. That's why Pragertopia is giving you a special gift. Right now, Pragertopia members can hear the best 2 hours of Dennis's favorite segments from as far back as 2010. On Monday, you can hear the Happiness Hour.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what I'm about.
Tuesday is Celebrity Guest Day.
Donald Trump Jr. is in studio with me.
On Wednesday, it's the Male-Female Hour.
I really do wish there were a way to ascertain the number of marriages that this hour has helped.
Thursday, the Ultimate Issues Hour.
Not having ultimate issues clarity is like having a map, but you don't know where you're going.
And Friday is Open Lines.
Feel free to ask me anything about me, about you, about life.
So if you're missing your daily dose of Dennis, go to Pragertopia.com and hear all your favorite segments, along with lectures, celebrity interviews, his famous Torah teachings, and more. Get your daily dose of Dennis at Pragertopia.com. Pragertopia.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no coverage at all. These days, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of the biggest expenses can be your car, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan. You could save thousands with one call to CarShield. Call 800-840-1546 now to see if you qualify. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Repairs for your engine, transmission, and more can become a thing of the past. Plus, call 800-840-1546 right now and get free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options. Call 800-840-1546 today and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Just call 800-840-1546 to see if your car qualifies. 800-840-1546. That's 800-840-1546. Again, 800-840-1546. Coverage varies by plans. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you'll destroy your life. Listen to The Flot Line with Rick Hughes tomorrow morning at 7. The Flot Line describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Listen tomorrow morning for inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flot Line with Rick Hughes tomorrow morning at 7 on AM 560. The Answer.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
AM 560. The Answer. Prepare to have your mind opened. The lies of the mainstream media are about to be exposed, and the hypocrisy of the left is about to be revealed. This is a revolution in how you think about politics, race, and culture. You've tuned into Black and Right with John Anthony.
I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot, just like the fajita. I write what I live, my life in the speaker. I'm nice with the flow.
Welcome back.
Just like the demeanor.
Hour 3 of Black and White Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you missed those first 2 hours, head over to 560theanswer.com, download the podcast. Guys, you can listen to the show no matter where you are, actually on this entire earth. Yeah, you can listen no matter where you are. You can be anywhere. You could be a coal miner down deep 200-something underground listening to the podcast if they allow you to. Also, while you're at it, head over to Black and White Radio. Yes, I'm going to continue to say it. blackandwhiteradio.com. Somebody says, oh, you self-promoting. Yeah, guess what? It takes a lot to do this. blackandwhiteradio.com to purchase some merch to help your brother out. Told you I got a lot of mouths to feed. I know I see Valon just called back, but I want to play something because I want to set him up. I want to butter him up real quick. Because I saw this podcast. I joined this podcast called The New Emerging Kings. I want you to hear this discussion about cops.
I will say this. I have not had an experience with a white cop that was racist. That's just my experience. Every time I've been pulled over, I was doing something. Every time. I have never just been pulled over just because. I did a video with one of our local police. Now, mind you, our city's probably about 77% black, so almost all of our police force is all black men. So this whole we hate the police thing in my hometown, I'm just like, dude, you grew up with old dude. He was your football coach. Like, stop. I did a video with these kids, and we basically taught them how to interact with the police. One thing I always notice, even with my family and stuff, anytime you get pulled over, the first thing you do is just get an attitude. I'm just like, or maybe something's wrong, you know, maybe you did something. I got many tickets. I like to speed. But anyway, so I did this video, showed them how to interact, you know, let the windows down, you know, talk politely, have your stuff ready, don't make any sudden movements, you know, just basic stuff. If you were wrong, you know, whatever, just take your ticket, handle your business, go fight it in court. We're not about to argue on the side of the road. Turn the car light on if it's nighttime. Just simple stuff to make
Keys on the front, hand on the wheel.
Make everybody's life easy. Yeah. They get mad at me. Oh, you should be telling them to assert their rights. I had folks tell them to have a gun ready to shoot the police and all. Like this was real stuff. People was getting mad at me for telling the kids how to stay alive. I'm like, dude, we trying to get back home to our kids. Like, we not trying to be arguing with no police on the side of the road. They tell me I'm a white supremacist. I'm aiding white supremacy, not telling them their rights. I'm like, it's not that I'm not telling them their rights. I'm telling them, first of all, how to start the interaction to keep it cool. I've been speeding before by the police. I pulled over before he even turned the lights on because I knew he was going to get me. I've done that before. Because I didn't have to come get you, just slow down.
I wish I could play the Chris Rock version. I mean, just play it. I wish this was some days I do wish this was a podcast because I thought the Chris Rock version was so much better. But Valon, my question to you, why is it? Phil said that the guy was scared and he felt like he had to defend himself. But if you heard the guy from the Emerging Kings podcast, why is it that we as black people feel like we always have to, as soon as the cop pull us over, why you pull me over? Well, there's a reason why we pulled you over. And Valon, why is it that it's always so confrontational with the police?
Well, listen, how it all started out when he started talking about black, white police. It was 70% black. I told you before, and I told Dan 10 years ago, it's not about black and white. It's about blue versus black. And
that's not always true. Wait, hold on. That's not always true. You need to follow Dominic Izzo. And Dominic, the cool thing about Dominic, he and I don't always agree on everything that we both talk about. But, I mean, his commentary on that is not just always blue and black. It is sometimes black and, you know, based upon racial. I'm sorry, policing, there is some racism in policing, and I'll be the first to admit that.
Let me tell you this. Out of all the police that stopped me or I've had interaction with, white police always treated me better. The black police was very militant. Always thought they could have a freer hand with you because you were black, and they knew you weren't going to say nothing because there was no snitching in the black community. Either way it go, whether it was the police or whether it was black on black crime. So regardless, it's not about black. It's about the system of policing. You cannot get rid of, from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, especially the 80s and 90s that I grew up in, where police beat the heck out of you just for sport. I don't want to hear it. That's the reason why. Okay. That's the reason why it's an inherent fear.
Okay, now hold on.
To the black community.
Now let me explain something to you. You've ever been to the Police Training Institute in Champaign, Illinois?
No.
Okay, let me explain something to you. I know the men and women that work there. Some of the most integrity-filled, ethical people you can ever run into. You know some of the things that they teach us about the police academy at this. I'm just going to speak to where I went, Illinois, the University of Illinois. That's one of the things they talk about. They play the videos of these, and they give us examples and show us what's not policing. They show us these things. We're taught about these things. So for you to say that, and I promise you, and the thing about it, they would allow you as a civilian to come in and to monitor these things if you like to.
Brother, you talking about Champaign, Illinois. I'm talking about Chicago.
No, I'm talking about police. I've been to a Chicago police training thing when I was a state rep. I'm telling you, these are the same things. No, they teach these things.
Recently. I'm talking about the last 50 years of getting beat down by the police.
Sounding like Phil. What I'm explaining is this is part of the instruction to new police officers now. That whole 1950 training model is out the door, Verlon.
I'm not talking about 1950. I'm talking about 1985.
You just said 1950.
I said 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then I said especially the 80s and 90s that I grew up in. I didn't just say 1950.
But I'm telling you,
I'm talking about 50 years of getting abused. That's why you asked the question. That's the reason why black people feel the way they feel. It's an inherent fear. It was beaten to black people, and then it was passed down from generation to generation by fathers and mothers and brothers and uncles.
I didn't pass that down to my kids. You know what I passed down to my kids?
I didn't pass it to mine either.
You know what I passed? Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
So I passed down to my kids how to interact when they get pulled over. And I remember my son being pulled over by white cops, by black cops, no matter where he was driving at. I taught him how to behave. The first thing you don't show attitude to somebody of authority like that, especially when my son, he sped a lot. Especially, and that's why almost every time he was pulled over was for speeding. And I told him, I instructed him specifically of what to do. He understood. Turn on the light, put your hands 10 to 2, let him know. I already have his driving license and insurance was supposed to be above his thing. And 10 and 2, officer, yes, my driver's license and insurance is right above me. I love Mike Brown. I don't know if you know who Mike Brown is in Chicago. Do you know who he is?
Not unless you played it on the show when I was there.
Well, Mike Brown teaches concealed carry, but he also teaches and instructs people of how to deal with police. Mike Brown has had his weapon on him. He keeps his in the lanyard. He keeps his driver's license, insurance, registration in his on the lanyard when he drives. So when they request it, he tells them where it's at. He said he points to it and said, "Officer, it's right here. I have my weapon. I'm only going to reach for this." And he reaches with his left hand, takes it out, and gives it to the officer. And then he puts his hands back out.
I'm glad you brought that up. What about Castillo? He did the same thing, Castillo, in Minneapolis, and that police officer blew his head off. Exactly what you just said.
We've had that argument about Castillo.
Yeah.
We've had that argument.
And they let him off, and they acquitted him.
Because where did he – okay, we're not going to rehash that because he reached to the side where his weapon was. We already know that.
Reach where his license was. He had to reach for his license.
He just did it initially, Verlon. Now again, mistakes were there, and just like with this Tyree Nichols, you and I discussed this. There were mistakes in this, and I think, Lattimore just said on my Facebook, this beating was worse than Rodney King. No way. Rodney King took a heck of a beating. There's no comparison to the Rodney King beating and this. But Verlon, I want to read something to you. The reason why I was totally against, I wanted them to get acquitted. Here were the charges: 2nd-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, 2 accounts, official misconduct, official oppression. Now, what people fail to realize about this entire case, and I just told Paul, is that there was a federally they've already been convicted. The federal charges were waiting for the state to determine when they're going to sentence. I believe it was let me see which officers. federally. Desmond Mills, Emmett Martin, they both pleaded guilty to federal charges, including deprivation of rights under color of law resulting in death and conspiracy to make false statements. They should be arrested for that. Convicted of multiple, Demetrius Haley, convicted of multiple federal charges, including deprivation of rights resulting in bodily injury and willful disregard of medical needs resulting in bodily injury. Tadarius Bean, oh dang, I didn't realize. We'll be right back. Dang.
Don't put your blame on me.
Your home is a valuable asset, and you want to take care of your home. From roofs, siding, windows, and doors to furnaces, flooring, landscaping, and much more. Listen to your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio every Sunday morning at 9. Presented by Lang Home Medical Equipment, Valdecast Windows and Doors, and by JeffBuysYourHouse.com. Get answers from industry experts so you can make informed decisions about your home improvement. Right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Did you know that AM 560 Radio has a full-service digital marketing division called Salem Surround? If you're a business decision maker, listen up. AM 560 listeners are everywhere your potential audience is. So are our incredible targeting capabilities. We localize digital marketing and put it within reach of every business, small and large, in Chicagoland and beyond. Salem Surround offers AI-powered marketing solutions that reach your ideal audience. Whether or not you tap into the proven live, local, and emotional connection that AM 560 Radio brings, Salem Surround offers a total marketing solution to our partners. All-in-one digital solutions that provide targeted local digital and social media ads, Google AdWords management, website services, video strategy, search optimization, and even a management dashboard to offer you total campaign updates and transparency. Your Salem Surround representative is located right here in Chicago. Experience the Salem Surround digital revolution today. Call 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951.
Perhaps you're a collector, or perhaps all of a sudden you have a collection. Maybe it's an inheritance. How do you know what it's worth? This is Sean Thompson for Donley Auction. The market for antiques and collectibles is changing all the time. What is your collection worth right now? Well, I've got an easy way to find out. It's simple. You contact Donley Auctions. With their worldwide audience of live and in-person auctions, they have a good idea of how to tell you exactly what it's worth at exactly right now. They're ready to put top dollar in your pocket. The bigger the collection, the better. Go to DonleyAuctions.com and get the info on all things that they buy and sell to have an idea of exactly what Donley does and how much they need your collection. They have so many buyers, it's a great time to sell. Just simply make a phone call. Donley has traveled all over the country to pick up collections. Just call and talk to the people at Donley Auctions at 815-923-7000. Donley Auctions is your trusted partner in turning your collections into cash. DonleyAuctions.com.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711.
It's the show the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about. It's Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to I was going to say Detroit's One and welcome back to Black and Right Radio. Villan, I want to finish this off. What was the other guy's name? Tadarius Bean and Justin Smith. They both were convicted of obstruction of justice, but acquitted of more serious federal charges. Now, surprise, surprise, Villan. You know this. You know where this case took place in Shelby County, right? In Memphis, right? But guess who were the jury people? Guess what county they were from?
Where?
Not Shelby. You know what? They took jurors from Hamilton County. Interesting. I think every single case like this should do that. I think people that are up close and too much and too personal with this type of stuff, when jurors can actually look at the evidence and not the emotions involved in it, as a juror, you should only look at the evidence. You shouldn't be concerned if people go on riot. Only the evidence, because if I'm on trial, Valon, you're on trial, I want you to look just at the evidence, nothing else. Is that fair?
The evidence was that they beat that man and he died.
See, that's that emotional argument you're making.
That's not emotional. It's fact. They beat him and he died.
They struck blows to
convicted.
No, they were striking blows to gain compliance.
These officers are being convicted for paperwork. The man lost his life from getting beat.
And the man would be alive today if he had just put the cuffs on. I'm not making excuses for that, Valon. I'm really not. And I want to play something with you because I want to get your take on this too. This Myron, I forget his last name. He was on Piers Morgan.
For decades, we've had black people literally running around with black supremacy, committing crimes, not getting accountability for their actions, and then they blame the system for it. For example, George Floyd, criminal. Ferguson, criminals. Freddie Gray, criminal. A lot of these people are criminals, and what ends up happening is they challenge the police officer, they get into a physical altercation, things go left, they die, something happens, use of force is utilized, and then they want to cry about the result. When in reality, it's not the police killing black people, it's black people killing black people. And if you want to talk about black on white violence, black people kill white people 2 times as much. And on top of that, most of the shootings in America, a lot of the times, are white cops killing other unarmed white men. So this whole systemic racism or police brutality or, oh, it's all so messed up, the reality is this. Black people have been able to get away with a ridiculous amount of privilege in America for a very long time. They're able to be racist with impunity. They're able to call white people crackers without being challenged back. And quite frankly, white America's had enough of it, and the chickens have come to roost. Now, look, am I saying that's awesome? Am I saying that's great? No, but for literally the better part of almost 2 decades since the Obama era, we've had to have BLM and liberalism shoved down our throats, and quite frankly, we're all tired of it.
Wait! There's more!
Hey. Play.
For decades, we've had to literally tiptoe around saying certain things around certain people, while the other group of people has been able to have impunity and be able to be as racist as they want to be, as violent as they want to be, without any type of consequence. And if you call it out, you're labeled a racist. The reality is this. Black people don't want to live around black people. I don't want to live around a bunch of black people. I move to neighborhoods where it's majority white because I know I'm safe. Now, this is uncomfortable reality that no one wants to say, so I'll say it for them. Black people commit a lot of crimes. The majority of the violent crime committed in the United States is committed by a small percentage of people, and they tend to be black men. Look, the reality is the reality. People don't want to say it, but the political correctness and being nice and not wanting to tell the truth is precisely this problem. And the reason why you're seeing all the support for Metcalf and Shiloh, etc., is because white people have not been able to step up and say what they want to say for a very long time because of what I said before: systemic, organized, where they don't take accountability for their decisions.
Let me bring it.
Here's the thing: black people could be as tribal as they want to be. You have people like Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson running around about black power and marry black women and keep it in the hood and all this other stuff. But if white people assemble and say, you know what, white power, we need to keep our nation white, they're immediately ostracized and labeled as supremacists, and they get banned off every single platform. I find that interesting. And matter of fact, you went ahead.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, actually, it is the same thing. Because here's the problem with black people.
No, it's not.
Hold on, let me finish this. Black people practice the very racism they cry about. You guys can gather together and say Black Lives Matter, Black Power, but if white people get together and say white power and gather together, they're considered white supremacists and they get banned off every single platform. Why is that Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes are banned off every platform for practicing white nationalism, but black people are allowed to stand every single platform getting interviews on the Breakfast Club? Explain that to me. There's a 2-tier situation here where black people are able to benefit off of being racist while whites are not. And what we're dealing with right now in America is literally a backlash to this black supremacy has been able to run around unchecked for a long time, and no one has the balls to call it out. Here's the other thing I want to say. Everyone's flipping out over Shiloh Hendricks and saying the N-word.
Hey, can I make the point you just made, though?
No, hold on. Nobody flipped out like this when the United States was getting destroyed in 2020 because of black protests destroying every liberal city in America. So I don't want to hear it about, she made $100,000 because she said the N-word. Who cares? They destroyed billions of dollars of structure because someone got killed who was a criminal. That's the problem in America. You guys get a privilege that no one else gets to enjoy. You can be racist.
Okay.
And
all right, I have to hang on.
Your thoughts, Valon? What are your thoughts about that?
All right, now you just hit me with a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning. Number one, the guy that got killed, Nichols, was not a criminal. That's number one. He was a good guy. He got killed. Number two, I do not agree with you that they should take jurors from another county that does not have the same experience that people do in Memphis. They should have picked those jurors from Memphis and they would have had a better observation.
No, they would have had an emotional decision, correct?
No,
yeah.
not everybody.
Come on, Falon.
So you're trying to say the people from Memphis are mindless?
But guess what? Your constitutional right is to move the jurisdiction. And you know what? I would have done the same thing. I'm getting the hell out of Shelby County.
That's fine. If they would have got a different judge, it might not have moved. Now,
a black judge. It was a black judge.
Okay, I said it depends. It doesn't matter about black and white when it comes to the system, John. Okay. You keep trying to put me in that box.
I'm telling you, it does though.
I didn't have these wars for a decade.
Oh, you've had the wars. You've had the wars. I've been a practitioner in the war that you've had, but I've been a practitioner in this. I've seen it up close. I've been around it. I know it. I've literally had my hands and feet in it. So in theory, it sounds good, but in practice, it's a totally different story.
Look, you just played a whole monologue. What I got from that was this guy is mad that black people now get to say whatever they want to say, and the only person that gets a bricks on their head is white people when they say the opposite. Well, who started it? Only thing that's happening now is black people are getting to show their ass. Okay, I'm just gonna say it like that. But back in the day, who was showing their ass? It was white people, and they got to speak with impunity, and they got to say whatever they wanted to say. Now we got a new group of a crop of white people that feel guilty about that, and now they say, well, they get to say what they want to say now, and they just closing their mouth and they being mum about it, and they letting black people get it off their chest. And black people now they just all over TV, all over radio, all over podcasts, and they just doing what I just said. They showing their ass. So that's the bottom line. Now,
so is this like? So in your opinion, and I played this specifically for you. I found these just for you. Are you saying that this is now a retribution type style for black people?
Yeah, I've said that. I've said that on your show for years. Yeah. I said it's revenge, it's retribution. I tried to get Phil to say it one time on air. I said, you sound like you want revenge and retribution because of the wrongs of the past. So I do believe it's that. It's the chicken's coming home to roost.
So, Valon, what's wrong?
Jeremiah Wright said.
So I made a post about the kid. What's the Carmelo Anthony and what's the other guy name? Austin Metcalf. I made a post because somebody sent me a video, right, saying that something about white people, white privilege or something, and I made a post about it. And it completely went viral. So if now we're in a different generation, we're in a different type of atmosphere. Would you be upset if you heard or saw somebody say, "I'm protecting white power"?
No. You know, I'm an advocate for free speech. I would rather you say it to my face so I know who you are than to say it behind my back. I like it when people show me who they are.
Yeah, me too. As you know, I'm a true advocate of free speech. You know, even if I disagree with the speech, just like Kanye, I don't agree with whatever the heck is happening to him right now. I don't agree with nothing he's saying right now, especially with all the you know what. And I mean, I've defended that guy. The where he can say it, but now what he's saying is just way out there, Valon. I mean, it's whew.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think I told Dan this on the air a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago when he was hanging out with the white supremacists, right? How long ago was that? About a year or two ago?
Yeah, White Lives Matter.
The white guy.
Man, wait, Valon. How much money you think he made from them shirts, though?
He made a lot of money. But I think he's trying to grasp onto a new platform because of that white supremacist thing, and he's trying to tap into a new audience, and that's the LGBTQ audience.
Oh yeah,
they have a lot of money and they will support. I mean, the man is smart.
Valon, I'll tell you this: for those people who say I'll do and say anything, look on my store. You'll realize I don't do or say anything because there's a lot of the things I could do. I could do a White Lives Matter shirt, but I don't do that. You know why? I have integrity, and I'm not willing to sell my soul for $1. Well, you know who I'm talking about. We'll be right back.
Make sure that you never miss a day of Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson when you subscribe to the Chicago's Morning Answer podcast, presented by Signature Bank. Listen to the entire show each day on demand with limited commercial breaks. You can subscribe today for free at 560theanswer.com and click on podcasts or search for Chicago's Morning Answer on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Fox News, I'm Jane Fergus. Pope Leo XIV making a trip to a Catholic shrine about an hour east of Rome today.
He also stopped at Rome's St. Mary Major Basilica, the site of the tomb of his predecessor, Pope Francis. Dozens of surprised well-wishers greeted him there, shouting, "Hello, Pope."
It's Fox's Jill Nato reporting. Border Czar Tom Homan on Fox News Live pushing back against New Jersey Democratic members of Congress who protested outside an ICE detention center in Newark on Friday.
We have to detain them to go through the due process. Sometimes seeing a judge, sometimes they already have final orders. It's ranging removal to their countries.
The Democratic mayor of Newark, New Jersey, Ras Baraka, says he was wrongly arrested there Friday. America's listening to Fox News.
Are you an administrator, staff member, or parent volunteer at a private school? Would you like to grow your current enrollment and welcome new families to your school? If so, we want to tell you about a great opportunity to help increase enrollment and promote your school to families all across Chicagoland. It's called ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com. They work to connect private schools with new families who are looking for discounted first-year tuition. In exchange, your school will receive a marketing campaign to help grow your enrollment. Chicagoland School Vouchers does all the work to bring new families together with your school and help you expand your reach. They've been working with schools across Chicagoland for over a decade. As the demand for school choice grows here in Illinois, your private school needs to take advantage of this program. To learn more, just visit ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com. That's ChicagolandSchoolVouchers.com.
Frondelmax Vextelando.
Why are you dressed like a wizard?
Because the Brooklyn Cabinet at Penny Mustard reminds me of the hallowed halls of a faraway magical campus.
That curved top is pretty enchanting.
Curvalosa Wizamundo.
And with all the configurable options, you get to work your magic.
Configurabulus Maximus.
The bewitching Brooklyn Cabinet. American-made with locally sourced lumber and built to last for generations. Starting at $43.78 at Penny Mustard.
7 locations throughout Chicagoland.
PennyMustard.com.
You can hear this today at PragerTopia.com.
Besides the Bible, where do you find your most wisdom from?
I got the most wisdom in 4th grade. I'm not kidding. It has been the guideline of my life. And I will tell it to you folks. I have said it in the past, but I don't expect everybody to remember this or everybody to have heard it.
Hear the entire episode. It's for Pragertopia members only. Go to PragerTopia.com.
Trish Regan provides the analysis you need each day on the Trish Regan podcast.
People are like, we realize there's an establishment very hard at work, whether it be the media, whether it be some of the judicial entities, and we're going to push back against that with the Constitution on our side, but they're going to use what they have, what they can, and they're going to move first and ask questions later.
Subscribe to the Trish Regan podcast today on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, crime is at an all-time high, and you might already own a firearm, but you need to start with the less lethal option to avoid the financial and mental repercussions of pulling the trigger. Well, enter Byrna, BYRNA.com. Check out their videos. Now, Byrna's less lethal launchers are equipped with tear gas and kinetic ammunition. It's designed to incapacitate any attacker for up to 30 to 40 minutes. And Byrna is so excited to introduce their all-new compact launcher. It's sleek, it's slim, and it hits like a sledgehammer. It fires at 400 feet per second with 41 joules of force per square inch. Byrna, it's legal in all 50 states. You don't need a background check. They can ship it directly to your door, and Byrna is trusted by hundreds and hundreds of police departments and government agencies worldwide. Try it before you buy it. Go to Byrna, BYRNA.com, and find the Byrna dealer partner near you. That's Byrna, BYRNA.com.
Honey, we're not moving, but we gotta do something about this kitchen.
Funny you mention it. I just stopped by Forever Remodeling's new showroom in Niles. I saw over a dozen kitchen and bathroom layouts they designed. They even offered to stop by the house and give us a free in-home design consultation.
What'd you tell them?
That we're free today?
Visit foreverremodeling.com today. That's the number 4, everremodeling.com. Forever Remodeling, stress-free and high-quality remodeling.
This is Black and Right with John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio. Verlon, I want to play something for you. Your good girlfriend, Sonny Hostin. As you know, there's a new pope, and he's from Illinois. He's from Dalton, not Chicago. You know, you people who, I'm from Chicago, live in Dalton. You ain't from Chicago. That's Dalton. That's a suburb of Chicago, right, Verlon?
Yes, right.
I want you to hear what your good girlfriend Sonny had to say about this pope.
Catholics here anyway. I know. Oh, you too. I am a lapsed Catholic, but I'm a Catholic. I'm a sinful one. You're a sinful Catholic.
We might want to start with Sonny then. I'm a devout Catholic. Look, I always think it's exciting to watch the conclave and look for the black smoke and the white smoke and just the ceremony of it. During these very trying times in our country, we certainly need spiritual leadership because of some of the things that we're experiencing. I'm a little concerned about this choice for the LGBTQ plus community. In 2012, he gave an address to bishops, and he lamented the popular culture fostered and sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, and that's a quote. And then he cited the homosexual lifestyle and alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children. I think that Pope Francis certainly made great changes in terms of embracing the LGBTQ plus community and extending blessings to the community. And I hope that this Pope doesn't.
Sounds to me like he's bringing the Catholic Church back to traditional Catholicism. Verlon?
Well, yeah, he's teaching what the Bible states, but I don't know. The jury's out on him, man, because I know he's pro-life and all that type of stuff, but the jury's out, man. If you from Illinois, I don't trust you. If you close to
he's a Republican. Verlon, he's a registered Republican,
and he's documented being against Trump.
Well, I won't say he's against some of Trump's policies.
I bet he didn't vote for him. I bet he didn't vote for him. I bet he didn't vote for him.
That's fair.
I'll tell you something negative about him. Dan and Amy, I'm pretty sure you heard. No,
yeah, I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. You talking about as far as the sexual abuse?
Yes. Yeah. So the jury's out on that dude, man. If you cover up for that, what else won't you cover up?
Well, I don't think it's been proven that he covered it up, right? That he didn't. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, me too. I'm just waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what he gonna do.
Yeah, I say give him grace. Let's see what he does. But Verlon, I want you to hear Bill Maher. I don't know, something about that Trump visit triggered something in him. Listen to what he has to say about Democrats.
Seriously, this is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is. Although don't get Tucker Carlson started on Russia. Globalize the intifada is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems. At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is.
It's funny because Phil from Tinley Park He said, I had one doing donuts in a cemetery a couple of Memorial days ago with a Palestinian flag hanging out the window. And then they said, they yelled at him, ISIS MFer. But does he make a point that, Democrats and they don't have love for this country? What's with that?
I'm gonna tell you something about Bill Maher. Bill Maher was Trump drunk 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But he has sobered up recently because one thing I do know about him, he is pro-America. He doesn't like terrorists. For as long as I've watched him on HBO, he's not for any kind of terrorism, and he is pro-America, and he does have common sense. He just was all in on the hate Trump thing about 8 years ago. So, he has a good point. These people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, they buy into hate America. I think they really do hate America, and he doesn't. Yeah, that's all it is. The left wing of the party hates America, just like they show up the dial from you. They are built like that. Even Ricky, he said, man, look, I ain't built like them, man. Listen, I make deals.
Is he still mad at us?
But don't. No. I talked to him the other day. He ain't mad. He knows how radio goes. He said the wrong thing, and then you went off on him. That's all. That's how it goes.
Yeah, Ricky. I'm sorry, Senator. Senator, put some respect on his name. But, yeah, man, we got to go to break. When we come back from break, I mean, they're losing Bill Maher. They're losing Michael Rappaport. You remember, he was worse than Bill Maher as it related to Donald Trump. I want you to catch what he had to say. And I do believe he voted for Donald Trump. I can't get him out of my head of Higher Learning. Remember, he was a skinhead? Or became a skinhead?
Man, I can't remember that movie.
Oh, what? Your black card is snatched. Black and Right, we'll be right back.
Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Set sail August 16th through the 23rd on the Patriots Alaska Cruise with me, Mike Gallagher, and our friends Larry Elder and Jennifer Horn, Joe Piscopo. Experience breathtaking glaciers, fjords, and wildlife, all while diving into critical discussions about America's future with hundreds of like-minded patriots on the ship. Cabins are going fast. Text TRAVEL to 94878 right now to secure your spot before it's too late. Just text the keyword TRAVEL to 94878 for the Patriots Alaska Cruise.
Hi, I'm Ken Mariotti, owner of Woodland Windows and Doors, a third-generation family-owned business since 1969. We know you're bombarded by choices when shopping for new windows or doors, so we're inviting you to experience the Woodland difference. For decades, we have been transforming living spaces with Marvin Windows, a fifth-generation family business. Marvin replacement windows have been known to increase the warmth of your cold rooms by 10 degrees. Think about that, 10 degrees warmer. When you welcome Woodland into your home, you will get a product expert to transform your living spaces, full-time, dedicated professional installers that you can trust in your home, along with the best products like Marvin. These are the reasons we're proud of our 5-star reviews and family legacy. No gimmicks, no pressure, and upfront pricing are why Woodland Windows and Doors is your trusted window and door expert in Chicagoland. Visit woodlandwindows.com to book your free in-home expert consultation. That's woodlandwindows.com, or stop by our showroom at the corner of Lake and Geary in Roselle.
Maha starts with Virago, making America healthy again. With the worst flu season in years, you need an immune system boost. The stronger your immune system, the stronger your body fights and defends against and. So get Virago. Virago Immune Enhancement Support is a unique blend of 23 nutraceuticals, ingredients that have been available as individual nutraceuticals, but now working in synergy to maximize their effects. Recommended by medical physicians, dentists, and other healthcare professionals, Virago is the nutraceutical cocktail for immune support. Developed to strengthen your immune system for quick response to immune challenges, for short and long-term immunity, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It even protects your heart, kidneys, liver, all in a unique liquid supplement for better absorption. Order online at myvirago.com. That's myvirago.com. myvirago.com. Use coupon code IMMUNE to save 30%. Quality ingredients for optimum health. Maha. Making America healthy again starts with Virago.
Attention American homeowners, you're under attack. Your home and equity could be vulnerable to cyber thieves. There's only one company that completely stops them, and that company is Equity Protect. Equity Protect prevents any attempts to steal your home, equity, and ownership 24/7. Get your free risk report today by texting the word HOME to 94878. That's right, text the word HOME to 94878 to get your free risk report. Keep your equity and legacy safe with Equity Protect.
And now, more Black and Right with John Anthony.
For a long time, I used to watch your videos. All this happened. You even, at some point, you said you even considered voting for him. It was even on the table.
Yeah.
I suspect you didn't vote for him. I don't know if you want to tell us.
You know, I don't believe in
you don't want to
sharing
share
that.
That's fine.
But I will
share.
say that I've changed a lot. My point of view has changed a lot. And what's important to me for who I vote for was very, very clear in the 2024 presidential election. And it was Jews, Israel, and my money, and in that order. I'm happy with the way things are going now.
That's fine.
We have 59 hostages that need to come out.
59 hostages. Can you at least admit that it's hilarious when Trump calls Chuck Schumer a Palestinian? I mean, come on.
I love it.
That's hilarious. I mean, there's
for Michael Rappaport to say he loves it, Villan, but when you look at people like this, people that were dead set against Donald Trump in 2016, he started changing after, I believe, the 2020 election, or maybe even before the 2020 election. But what does this speak about? What does this speak to as it relates to, you hear these people out there saying Trump is losing support, but you hear people like him, Bill Maher, even Charlemagne the God, Villan, what the heck is happening?
Well, you can't listen to the people that say he's losing support. Those polls, we already know the polls be skewed. Listen, that was his reasons for voting for Donald Trump, but people have all types of reasons for voting for Donald Trump, whether it was COVID, whether it's the not just Chicago, but the public school system, what they teaching our kids in school. Traditionally, Black people don't like that LGBTQ stuff. If you talk to somebody 70, 71, even 65, they can't stand it, but they don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But guess what they're going to do? They're going to come out and vote.
Yeah.
They don't come out and vote when you upset them to a degree where as though they feel they have no other choice.
Yeah.
So that's what it's. Just think of all of the stuff that we talked about on the show that J.B. Pritzker did to the people of Illinois.
Yeah.
Now Illinois didn't go for Trump, but they came damn close. If some people would have got up off their butt, he came close. As a matter of fact,
well, you didn't hear Brian from Evansville come on today, did you? You're making the same points that he made.
Yeah, if he would have campaigned in Illinois, he might have won.
Yeah,
if he would have campaigned there, he might have won. Yeah. So it's all types of reasons why people voted for Trump. It's not just one or two.
Villan, I've really been trying to shift how I do this show because I do Monday through Friday now in Detroit, and I do more of the serious topics on that show, and I really try to fight the cultural wars here on this show and talk about a lot of the cultural issues that a lot of people are afraid to discuss. Even I do that on Detroit too, but not as much. But Villan, you remember when Trump rolled out the tariff day? What was it called? What was remember the tariffs? What was that day called? It was called something. I forget what it was called, but that's not the point. The point is, you had all these people talking about what he's in weeks after this. You had them talking about Donald Trump is dangerous. Donald Trump is going to destroy America. He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, Villan, sounds like he knows what he's doing according to the UK.
This morning, I'm thrilled to announce that we have reached a breakthrough trade deal with the United Kingdom. Incredible country. Today is a victory day for World War II. We won the war together exactly 80 years ago, so there could be no more perfect morning to reach this historic agreement. And it's beautiful weather out. I will tell you that, Keir. Beautiful weather. It's so perfect outside. But it's really, in particular, the agreement with one of our closest and most cherished allies. And we're so happy that that's the way it worked out. I want to thank Prime Minister Starmer and his very talented team for their outstanding work and partnership. Today's agreement with the UK is the first in a series of agreements on trade.
Okay, Villan, that happened. They had some emissaries that were meeting with China. I interviewed somebody on Detroit's Morning Answer because I didn't know if it was real or not. I don't know if you saw, there was a couple of videos on X that showed that there was a run on like 40 banks in China because of this Trump tariff issue. And I'm like, what? And so I interviewed the guy and I said, is this real? He says, yes, it's real. And what Trump was able to do to paint them into this corner, Villan, that's the art of the deal, right?
Of course, because listen, their people are going to be upset with them. Our people are going to be upset with them a little bit, but if they're suffering more than us, they're going to tell them to go make a deal. They got people that's in their ear too. I don't know why people believe that China's this beast that's going to outwork us and going to do us in. They have people to answer to as well. So guess what? Trump's winning. The EU was the first domino to fall.
Yep.
All day, like for 10 hours, they were in talks today with China. They're going to resume talks tomorrow. I'm pretty sure sometime next week, guess what?
Yeah.
There's going to be some kind of a deal worked out. Then guess what? Canada,
Italy,
ready to go right now.
India,
I love it. Mexico, They all ready to go. They're all ready to go. It's only 17. I know people talk about 72 countries, but it's 17.
Yeah, 18 really.
You really need to work. Oh, it's 18?
Yeah, it's 18 really. And I think they said they were talking. China was the only country they hadn't had like real intense conversations with, which they did today. Let's go to the phone lines. Kevin from Boston.
Mr. Mileage, John Anthony. I mean, I can't believe anybody commutes 10 hours, 600 miles. I mean, at 60 miles an hour, that's 10. And you being a former patrol, you must keep your old badge on the dashboard.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking.
I heard that you
there's some lead on my
commute.
No, there's this lead that falls onto the gas pedal. I don't know what that lead is. I try to kick it out of the way, Kevin, but it just won't move.
But seriously, if you're at any distance of hours and hours, you got to get yourself a flat or do the boat shows remotely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. Yes. But I think I heard you say it. It was the 2nd of April. He did not want to do it on April Fool's. It was Liberation Day.
Yes.
Yes. And remember, people that don't know, even Dan in the morning, I'm surprised, Dan and Amy in the morning answer, 5:60 a.m. Of the Chicago, that the reason why even the new prime minister ran to Mar-a-Lago, just like Justin Trudeau did, the TSX has fallen so much. Now, we as Americans, if we go to Canada, I mean, we get 50% on our dollar. The loonie has fallen back to the millennium of 2001.
Hey, Kevin, I don't mean to interrupt you because we got to go to break, but I was driving in, listening to progressive radio. I know that's a big mistake, but he said he's getting sick and tired of hearing people saying that we're getting ripped off with tariffs. Well, if they're not allowing our product in their country, and we are allowing them to dump every single thing that they possibly can into our country, we are getting ripped off.
We are. And that is why we're not going back. This precedes Trump by decades and decades. We need to recalibrate. And if we do not do it, as you said, keeping the pedal to the metal. I mean, right here and now, because who else is going to do it? And so from the fundamentals of our society, culturally, we're changing a new paradigm. We're not going to have 1 in 5 adults can't read. I mean, our economic system, Scott Bissett, I mean, these people are working around the clock. And for poor Elon Musk, what he's gone through with Doge. And I can't understand, one last thing, that we have representatives. So why aren't they representing their people, no matter what side of the partisan aisle you are?
Amen.
But if you are a Democrat, that's a poison right now because you're an accessory to the crime.
Amen.
God bless you.
Thank you, Kevin from Boston.
Happy Mother's Day to all.
You still in my thunder to end the show. Thank you. Valon, I got to read something to you when we come back from break. Hey, David Harrell, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. You're listening to Black and Right. We'll be right back.
Not everyone who handles your personal information is as careful as you are, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the United States. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock will monitor hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. And if your identity's stolen, a U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com. LifeLock. For the threats you can't control, terms apply.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711. 800-683-7711.
Imagine using your skills and experiences to inspire young minds. We see the teacher in you. No matter your starting point, we can help you become a teacher. Teaching offers consistent pay, a pension, and summers off. Learn how you can be the teacher. Visit BeTheTeacher.org. Sponsored by Grow Your Own Teachers, Illinois.
Larry Elder here. Do not miss my new movie called Electric Vehicles, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Are EVs really better for the planet than gas-powered vehicles?
Torque is instantaneous. The batteries are lasting very long.
Sitting in the parking lot just burst into flames.
We're going to be relying on China.
It's not just a movie about cars. It's about how we choose to shape our future. Electric Vehicles, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Produced by Impactful Pictures. Watch it or buy the DVD now at salemnow.com.
Black and Right continues. Once again, here's John Anthony.
Welcome back to Black and Right Radio. Craig, I got about 30 seconds for you. Go.
Hey, John.
Hey, buddy.
I just want to say that, hey, you know what? You being a person that's basically close to God and you know how the gospel, believing that Jesus died for our cross, died for our sins, saves us, and how it affects our life. I'm wondering if those assassination attempts on Trump, that brought him closer to God. And now when he makes decisions and he thinks things and does things, he's doing like a more of a looking for God's leading and just moving a little slower and differently. And I really think God's going to really bless this president beyond. What do you think?
Well, I agree because I'm actually going to play an audio clip that I found on Detroit's More Than Answer today. Craig. Craig, I got to go real quick, but thank you. I'm Valon, real quick, Valon. Well, first of all, happy Mother's Day to my wife, my daughter, to my mother. I just want to say happy Mother's Day. Valon, really quickly. To the brother who was talking about policing from the 50s to the 90s, not recognizing the pendulum has swung far to the opposite extreme now where police can't police. He should take a hint from Kamala and ponder the significance of the passage of time. Indoctrinating the youth who are already unparented, undisciplined, and emotionally unregulated to behave as if it were 1960 or 1970. It's wrong, especially when Negroes, even back then, were not crashing out like they're doing all day, every day now. And just saying Philando Castile does not negate the millions of interactions that go safely and normally when people of any color just act cool, calm, and normal. You could be mad. You can cuss the police out. You can mean mug all you want. You just can't physically flee, fight, and try to kill the police. You want to fight something, fight in court. Really quickly, 30 seconds, Valon.
That doesn't mean kill people just because someone resists arrest. It was more than enough officers. It wasn't like the guy was Hercules or He-Man. It was enough officers to keep that man down and make sure he did not die and bring him into custody. I'm sorry.
All right, but Valon, again, remember, you and I have discussed this. Cops are scared today. They're afraid of being what these guys became, the poster child of policing. Guys, thanks so much for joining in. Hope you guys listen in on my Detroit's Morning Answer, theanswerdetroit.com. We're not streaming yet, but we will be. Paul, thank you. Valon, thanks for joining me. Guys, we'll see you next week.
A great smile can make you feel happy and confident. So when you consciously conserve your teeth, that glowing smile will show through. At Best Dental Group, doctors Economos, Gave Alice, and their staff are ready to help you create that perfect look or maintain the one you have now. Along with general dentistry, Best Dental Group is a multidisciplined practice with an orthodontist, periodontist, and prosthetic specialists